Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to LSRTV, and of course for the AIRL, the Prodigal Child returns here to LSRTV. Alongside me in the booth for race number 1 is going to be Sam Dyer. We'll pick up Wesley Outland and Greg Rentz a little bit later on tonight. But again, AIRL coming back. We've had them here on the channel before. They have went away for a while, but they are back here on the channel. We're glad to have them, and should be a good one. Of course, we have Pulse Poppers coming on board for this series as well, a name we're quite familiar with. But Sam, Legends on the inner loop of Irwindale, should be a good race. Only 50 laps.
Yeah, 50 laps. This race is going to go by extremely quick. Looking like we're going to have a possible of 26 drivers here racing tonight. And with it being only 50 laps, qualifying coming up here shortly is probably going to be one of the most important things. Irwindale in the short course, in the inner loop, it's really about keeping your track position, staying up front, and make sure you don't make any mistakes later on in the race.
Yeah, you do not want to make any mistakes. And again, these cars, I don't know if I'd call them open wheel, but they're not necessarily closed either. They do have some fenders on them, but you can definitely do some damage. Of course, we don't have the new damage model with these cars yet, but these cars are very... how do we use the word? Finicky? They can flip over, and you can do some really heavy damage to them pretty easy.
Yeah, a little ticky-tacky. If you hit someone on the quarter panel, you can be finding yourself either yourself flipping or making them flip. It is very interesting on how the physics work with these Legends cars, especially with how, like you said, there's fenders. They're not completely covered, and those fenders are mostly for show more than protection for these cars. So you're going to be making a lot of your passes, hopefully cleanly, and waiting for the driver in front of you to make a mistake. And you're really not going to have an opportunity to bump them out of the way, because if you do, most likely you're hurting your car more than you're hurting them, their day.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to do that. And before we get too much further in this, we got about 2.5 minutes left in practice before qualifying begins. We do want to remind everyone that, of course, this particular night of racing is brought to you by Saber Racing Media. Make sure you check them out on social media. Again, that is SRM, Saber Racing Media. And of course, the Legends division is brought to you by CMO Screen Printing Supply Company, are incorporated there, so make sure you check them out as well. We'll be talking a little bit more about them here in the very near future. But with just under 2 minutes, we talked about how important qualifying is. One thing we haven't hit on yet, and that is the weather. We looked at it a little while ago, and there it is, 129 degrees. It's actually gone up 3 degrees, Sam, since we first looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, when practice first started, these drivers, the temperature was around 125 degrees, and they only were out there for about 24 minutes, excuse me, and it has gone up so much. 4 degrees since last time I saw it, 3 since we touched on it initially before we went live, and this is just going to carry over into qualifying and then into the race. We could be finding these drivers racing on a track temp that is 130 degrees or more, and that means there is not a lot of grip on this track, slipping and sliding, and you have to be very cautious on how you get onto the throttle and your braking zones.
Yeah, and again, we want to apologize. The camera's not real good here tonight. Our camera people are in really bad spots. Too late to go move them, so unfortunately, they're kind of stuck where they're at. But this is actually pit road cam facing there because, well, there is no pit road when you're running this inner course. I guess you could technically build one in the infield, but it's not there. The pit road, as you can see, the fire truck and the ambulance and the wrecker and the pace truck all out there, that's where pit road is. It is actually on the outer track, which we will be at later on when we run the late models and the super late models to follow this racing. But pit road, definitely a different adventure when you come to this track of running the inner loop.
Yeah, if you get yourself in any trouble, you're going to have to tow yourself to the outside of the track, and there's no way of actually pulling off into pit road. You are actually going to have to pull into the infield and then take a tow if you want to get any repairs done, and there are no fast repairs for these drivers, so if you take any damage, you're either going to have to race with it or hope that you can somehow get towed fast enough and get back there on track.
Yeah, and that is not a fun task. We'll put it that way. To have to tow all the way back. In other words, if you go into the pit, your day's pretty much done. Anyway, and we've seen in the past as the checkered flag waves there about a minute early, but we've seen in the past where these guys wreck. It is not a pretty sight, so I don't think they'll be coming back if they do wreck anyway, so they'll just regroup and get ready for the next race. But we'll see here. Cars should be coming out momentarily. Timing screen wanting to be a little funny for us. There we go. As now we do indeed have drivers out on track. Again, Folds and Call not going to have a number there. So they have 3-digit numbers. But we'll take a look here at some lap times. That's going to be Jeffrey Wallace in the 99 out on track, and a pretty good run for him so far.
Yeah, I mean, Wallace, one of the drivers that actually was middle of the field during practice, so not expecting too much pace-wise for the 99, but you're going to be seeing a lot of the drivers during qualifying. That's apex zone of these corners. You're kind of trying to hit that white line, trying to get as low as possible to hit there, and off this exit, you want to get as high as possible to carry all that momentum and speed.
Yeah, no surprise, Parker Retzlaff up at the top in the number 2 machine, as he is somebody we definitely will be keeping a very close eye on. David Plins has not taken to the track yet. There, his paint finally does load in for us, and he rolls, about 1 car length, and decides he's done.
Yeah, just, trying to warm up those tires in a different way, and now finally feeling comfortable to get back and try out qualifying. Retzlaff, though, fastest during practice, fastest here in qualifying so far. Actually, his qualifying time was faster than what practice was, and it's hotter now during qualifying than what it was during practice. So very impressive by the 2 machine, and excited to see if he's going to be just pulling away from the rest of the field, as Pullins is going to be doing his best here in the 33. Now this is going to be a counted time for himself, rocketing down the backstretch.
Yeah, he will see what kind of time he can put in right now. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, no, 15.281. That will put him up towards the top. This is going to be a 277. That'll put him in 3rd place. And one we do want to apologize. This one's right here. I am certain that we will butcher this name here tonight, so we do apologize to him in advance. Momberquet, I believe. That's what I'm going with here tonight until we get a chance to talk to Dustin. But again, Momberquet, I believe is how you pronounce it in that 16 machine.
And Dustin in the 16, please get in the top 3 so we can talk with you and we'll get your name straight. That would be amazing. And gonna be going into top of the board for Dustin, immediately shattering the 2 machines pull time, and now it's the 16 on top of the board.
Yeah, he may have the longest name here, longest last name, but he's got the shortest time, and that puts him on pole. So we'll definitely either be spot on with the name, or we'll be butchering it all night long. We'll see Eric still out on the Dragon, the number 32 machine, as he comes around to complete lap number 1. Is going to be a 15.547, which should put him somewhere around top 20. It was 17th place, so a lot of work for Eric Steele if he wants to get to the top.
Yeah, and Charles, we do want these. This is a 3-round race that's going on here tonight. You got 3 different cars that are going to be racing, and some drivers, they feel a lot more comfortable here in the Legends cars, and others are going to feel a lot more comfortable with the 2 other series they're going to be racing later on.
Yeah, and we've seen in the past with this series, we'll see some drivers that do not come for the other 2 races, and we'll see some that come in for the other 2. One I don't see in the Legends here that we probably will see in the later ones is going to be like Bladen Edwards. I don't see him here tonight. He typically ran in this series. We'll see if he comes in for the late models or the super late models later on tonight. But like we hit on earlier, right now, there's 55 seconds separating us from just 50 laps. That is all we're going to run here. Caution laps do count, so we will be in and out of this race very quickly.
Yeah, I think a lot of these drivers, if this thing stays green, it is going to be over in a blink of an eye. But if we have a couple of cautions that come out, certainly he's going to mix things up, especially with resetting and stacking everyone back up on restarts. That's going to be an interesting factor. If we stay green, I'm excited to see what our front three are really going to be able to do. Bumperquet as well as Redful and Folds. Those three drivers are going to be putting on a show with how quick they are and how close they are on time.
Yeah, they are very, very close on time. And, you know, to save a little time when we get to the grid, I will run through it real quick just so we can get through it fast, because there are going to be a lot of names and a little bit of time to get through them with this tiny little track. We will go 2 laps pacing around, but we have 28 drivers starting this race, and there you have it. It is time to grid, so I'm just going to quickly run through it for us here as soon as I can get my timing screen to want to cooperate. There we go. As row 1 is going to be Dustin Mumberquet. Again, hopefully we get that one right. Parker Retlaf going to be on his outside on row 1. Row 2 going to be James Folds and the 33 of David Polens. Row number 3 going to be the 88 of Kyle Meyer and the 52 of Brandon Campbell, which really makes me want a bowl of Campbell soup there, Sam.
Oh, every single time I see someone with the last name Campbell, that's exactly what I think of.
Row number 4 going to be Daniel Hindra. Good to see him back racing as well. And Jack Brown in the number 26 on his inside and outside of row number 5. Going to be Tyler Payne himself in the 18 and the 09 of Daniel Folds. We'll see if there's any relation between the two Folds here in tonight. Row 6 going to be the 80 of Cody Moorcroft and the 44 of Eric Sellers. Row number 7 is going to be the 59 of Jake Perkins and the 20 of Travis Hoffler. And row 8 is going to be the 11 of Eric Jones and the 17 of Trevor Kraus. In row number 9, going to be James Call and the 96 of David Trumbley. Row number 10, going to be the 32 of Eric Steele and the 97 of Eric Warden. So the battle of the Erics just felt a little bit different on row number 10. Row number 11, going to be Jeffrey Clifton in the 15 and Jeffrey Wallace in the 99. So 2 Erics, 2 Jeffreys. Back to back. Interesting there on that one. We'll talk about that in just a moment. Row number 12 going to be Scott Finke and the 5 of Luke Brown on row number 12. Row 13 going to be the 3 of Ryan Bolins and the 76 of David Adamczak. And row 14 will be 25 of Landon Pembleton and the 19 of Ryan Campbell. And that'll do it for the starting grid, but what a field. 26 drivers here for these Legends race. That is a lot of Legends, Sam.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because we go on a long green flag run. These lead lap cars are going to be catching up to the tail end of the field extremely quick. I mean, these drivers running on a 1/3 course of a mile. There's not a lot of room. If you make a mistake, you're going to be finding yourself in the back of the field extremely quick. These drivers got a lot to deal with as we're going to be going green this time by.
Yeah, just 2 very, very short pace laps. Of course, while we went through the grid as quick as we did, we'd like to talk about these drivers, but unfortunately, time does not always allow that, as we have a very short amount of time to get a lot of drivers' names out. That being said, the green flag is just about ready to drop as the pace cars are already diving off, going into the infield. Actually, the outfield, I believe, is where you'd be. And we are racing here for the first time. 1 of 50 laps. Mumberquet out front, followed by Retzlaff, Folds, Polins, and Meyer, your top 5.
Yeah, our front two really were staying side by side for a while, and everyone's starting to single file out until you drop back for the battle for 7th place, but already a caution in the back half of the field.
Yeah, there is a pile up in the back of the field, so we'll quickly take a look and see what happened here on your LSRTV 4K replay. Still looking for a sponsor for that one. If you want to partner up, hit us up, as we see right here, and there was already some contact going a little bit above this. There's one car going around, and right in here somewhere, there's you see the car going, I believe that's a 16, and it just is a parking lot after that.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised none of the cars flipped there. When I thought for sure there was plenty, I thought for sure it was going to happen. But slight impatience, as well as I think drivers' braking zones being slightly different there on the entry of corner number 3, and that's why we were starting to see those drivers getting collected up and rubbing into one another.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm really surprised nobody went upside down and for a ride, as unfortunately, or fortunately for them, they did not. And that was not 16 that went around. That's the 16 that's over the front right now. So I'm not sure what number that was. These cars are small, and the numbers are small on them, sometimes a little bit tough to read. So we do apologize for that, but I am digging the new pace car here as he leads them around here for that safety vehicle written on there, looking stylish. About time, Sam. We've been on iRacing for since 2008, and we finally got a new pace car. It was long overdue.
Yeah, I mean, everyone kind of got used to the old pace car and the way that it was rocking, and now you got something a little bit more stylish and bringing it more to the modern day for these drivers. Pace car lights are off. We're going this time by.
Yes, those new shiny rims on the pace car as he will pull off. Green flag is out, and we are racing one more time. Still Momberquet out front, followed by Retzlaff, Folds, Plins, and Meyer. Top 5 hasn't changed. Hendra still in 7th. Payne in 6th place, right there. In 8th place is Campbell. So we got a good little battle going on, especially if you go back to about 3rd, 4th place, as they're still side by side with Valens and Meyer.
Retzlaff, though, able to try to make a move here as they're side by side for the lead, trying to get the run on the outside, just not able to get up to speed is going to be Dustin, but a great move there by the 2 of Parker, just able to get away, but the battle still rages on.
And they are still zuking it out right now. We got contact.
Oh no, Payne.
And they are not going to bring out a caution for that. That was the 88 that was involved in that. Unfortunately, the caution not going to be coming out. He'll be pushed back to the back of the field, but will stay green in this race. But we do have a new leader. Retzlaff gets to the front. Again, no surprise here. Retzlaff just that good.
Our pole sitter gets shunted off of the corner, off of 4, and now is all the way back in last place.
And that is unfortunate, and he's right behind a 3-wide battle as he's going to take to the bottom. We got one going around, still no caution. There it is, caution is out.
Yeah. Luke Brown of the 5 machine going to be bringing out this caution. And looks like also in front of him, Eric Jones having some slight issues for the 11.
Yeah, I just saw that myself. We'll take a look at both of them. As here first, of course, is going to be the 5 of Luke Brown. That 5 having about as much luck as Scott Larson did today on the track. We'll see right up here, just breaks loose for Luke Brown. And then, of course, you have Eric Jones, who was the first flip of the night.
Yeah, it just looked like you got hard on the brakes trying to avoid hitting the car in front of him, and it just snapped into the outside wall. And like I said, bringing out our first flip of the day.
And somehow manages to get it back on all 4. And despite all that, he is now backing up on the track. So I'm not sure what in the world's going on with that car. But he backed it up and then just stopped it on the track.
I think he might be trying to test to figure out what is wrong, because the way that 11 snapped to bring out that flip, it looked like there might have been a mechanical error on his side with his wheel, possibly trying to get it fixed. But he is on the outer course in pit road trying to get that car repaired. Everyone on track lined up and getting ready to stack up and ready to go.
Yeah, and good thing you pointed that. I did not even realize that was the inner course or the outer course. They look identical if you're looking. And the way that angle we had, we just saw the wall, and there are parts where you can see wall and wall, like right there. So it made it difficult. Couldn't see over the wall too well from that angle we had. But yeah, on the outside, lights are off. So we're gonna go racing again, and we're on lap 15 when we take the green. So we're already clicking away laps away very quickly.
Yeah, with Momco going to be out of this technically back in 23rd position, it's now going to be really the battle between the 2 and the 109. We'll see how these drivers react as it's side by side. So second on back.
Yeah, second on back, side by side. We'll see a little 3-wide action here as well. Look at these guys. This is Folds, Hendra, Campbell, Payne, Brown, all mixing it in right here. Just side by side, a little 3-wide action going on as well. And most of them really, I think, are liking the bottom of this track. That's where they feel comfortable. But like right now, the 18 of Payne and that 59 of Perkins, they're quite comfortable running that middle and outside lane, and they're making it work too.
Yeah, I mean, Payne was moving up. I think he might have just stalled out where he's at, trying to reset, as now he's still side by side with the 80 right now. As behind them, drivers making some contact. That's Eric Steele that really is starting to drop back and lose positions as the 32 machine continues to try to get himself back up to speed.
Yeah, he is continuing to get up to speed. Retzlaff still up front, leading this thing. And for the first time, Sam, we have actually seen someone pull away from this field that hasn't been done. Everyone was right there together until that 42 took the lead. And ever since then, he has just checked out from the rest of the field. Second and third and even fourth are right there together. You can put a blanket over them, and you have a little bit of a gap as they're going to go side by side, and contact was made. The 26 of Jack Brown getting a little wiggly there as he comes out of turn number 2.
Yeah, they're still just right on top of one another. And that's going to be Cross that's going to be continuously trying to make that outside lane work for himself. It's just, yeah, they are really trapped being side by side. But Yellow's going to be coming out behind them. Spinner. That's going to be Jeffrey Wallace.
Jeffrey Wallace going around, bringing out the second or third caution here of the night. So we'll take a look and see what happened in your LSRTV 4K replay here. And he is sitting in that number 99. You'll see him in that blue and white machine. And did he have any help is the question. I'm not seeing a whole lot. And no, just broke loose on this hot racing surface. He takes it to the infield, and then he'll get it going back again. So just another product of a hot track, and these guys just losing it.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, we can take a look at what the temperature is like now. We talked about it during qualifying and how it was climbing from practice to qualifying, went up 3 degrees, and it is still continuously climbing up even now. It's up in the 30s now, 132 degrees.
It has warmed up significantly. Wind still at 2 miles per hour, so not picking up any there. Quite calm here as we are just a little past halfway, and we take the green again. In the Retzlaff out front, Polens, Folds, and that is James Folds, then Daniel Folds, and then Brian Campbell, your top 5. So your top 5 has drastically changed from those first 10 laps where it really hadn't changed at all. The question, Sam, is it going to change any more before this race is over?
I'm really keeping my eye out on the 09 of Daniel Folds. He was really starting to match pace with Retzfold. The only issue is the 09 is blinking just slightly, so you got to be concerned about internet issues. But as the run was going on and the more wear and tear is being put on these tires, it seems like the 09 might be one of the fastest cars here as we move on to the second half of this race.
Yeah, second half is just about underway. Technically, Pat, we are into the second half now, and the lights are off on the pace car as we get ready to take the green one more time. I don't think we're out of the woods on cautions. We'll see here for this very short race. I believe the super lates and the late models will be 100 laps. They may be 150. We'll see. Obviously going to be the bigger track, but a lot faster cars as well, as the green flag is out, and we are racing here as Retzlaff still out front, Folds behind him, and Polens. You have 3 very fast drivers. There's going to be 3 and 4 wide back here for second, third, fourth, even to count 5th, 6th, and 7th in there as well.
Yeah, Daniel Folds, I talked about how he might have been one of the fastest guys, got a terrible restart, and now stuck on the high line, not able to get low, and now he is being passed like he is standing still at the moment.
Yeah, that is the last place you want to be up there. We saw 1 or 2 making it work. Oh, in the 16.
Oh, no.
In the 15, I believe, that are getting together, and that'll be a caution for sure. That's going to be the 16 of Dustin Mombaquet. There, let's take one look at that. He was actually working his way back to the front when all this happened.
Yeah, the 16 and the 17th, both were making great runs forward. Man, that you just a little bit of impatience there, and slight contact.
I agree. I think that was just a little bit of impatience. He was actually below the yellow line, trying to make that pass, and patience got the best of Dustin in that 16 machine. And when the 15 didn't give him his spot back, or let's say give him back, he didn't give him the spot he wanted, then he proceeded to rough him up just a little bit. So, it's unfortunate, but he's going to be sent to the back once again. Now he's in 24th. I don't know. It took him a little while to get back. Is he going to have enough time to try to mount a run again?
I mean, it took him about 15 laps, even with the one caution in between those 15 laps, to make a charge up to, I believe he was around 8th position. So it's still possible, but there was a lot more contact and damage given to the 16 that go around. While the last time he got pushed back, he just got moved up into the 3rd lane where he just lost all of his speed and continuously dropped back. So now damage, we'll see if Dustin can make that charge forward.
Yeah, I definitely think he's got a chance. We'll see. He's only got really about 15 laps to do it, if that. So, we could see some cautions. If he can gain a few spots, get a caution, regroup again, and do it. But we get a long green flag run. I just don't know if he's going to have the time to get up there, especially with Retzlaff. Retzlaff being as good as he is, he's going to pull away quickly.
A driver that's been doing a great job, though, is consistently moving up. Started back in 26th position, now up to 9th. That's going to be David Adams' Sykes, that able to make a great charge for the 79 machine, finding himself in the top 10 after starting back in 26th.
As we'll see, green flag not going to be out this time. Lights are still on. We'll see. Again, the caution laps counting as there's the lights off, so we will go green next time. Who's your pick? I think Retzlaff's got the best chance here.
Yeah, I think Retzlaff really has this thing captured. He just has been getting a great restart, and James Folds had 2 restarts to try to stay with the 2 machine and just has not been able to keep it close. He's got to get and figure out these restarts, as here we go, about to go green with 16 laps to go. Yeah,
16. They're going to be a little less once we officially take in. They're side by side for 3rd and 5th. Right now, with the top 2 out is Retzlaff and Folds trying to hang on for everything they have. We'll see. As right now, it's David Polenz that's up there as well in the number 33 machine, and Brian Campbell in 4th. They are really starting to duke it out with right now 4 laps to go to 10 laps to go, and we've already seen a little beating and banging, but they've started kind of going a little easier here in these last few laps. But I think this may be the calm before the storm. Sam is right there. You see another contact between the 52 and the 71, and caution is out.
Yeah, and everyone's just flying through, not really giving a care on brakes. They're just trying to get through all of the damaged vehicles. James Call involved in this thing. The biggest one has to be, the 31 really got pushed around. But that was about 2nd on back, all on top of one another, not giving any space, and you just had a feeling that was about to go down.
Yeah, the calm right before the storm. There's the storm right there. And just a product of getting 2 cars colliding together. Oh, there's that 31 you saw about, just hammered the 52 of Brandon Campbell. And that will bring out the caution once again, as we're going to have less than 10 to go when we take the green, Sam.
Yeah, and it's just going to get worse from here on out. Drivers, even once we went green on the backstretch, drivers at the back are being pushed around. The 20 initially got pushed out of the way, but was off course, so we stayed green. And then we were able to run a couple of laps, and then that final caution that just came out. I'm just expecting more and more. These drivers are all aiming for the same spot in real estate on track. That's the low line where you want to be, and everyone's just accordioning up, funneling into the entry of these corners, and it's just not enough space to enter. And then also coming out, drivers getting on the throttles at different points when they feel comfortable, and with how hot the track is, you're going to be finding someone slipping and sliding around.
Yeah, you're going to be finding, we just saw a lot of these guys earlier in the race. They were slipping and sliding. That obviously has not gone away yet, and we'll see how the next race goes with, I believe the late models are next. Do not quote me on that, but either way, we do have late models and super late models coming up. After this will be about a 5 to 10 minute break in between each one, which gives us time to play a little music and ramble about nonsense junk like cheesecake, stuff like that. So we'll be doing that while we talk to some drivers as well to see if they're going to be coming over. But when when this series parted ways for a little while before they came back, the prodigal child, as I mentioned, coming back to LSRTV, Retzlaff, Polins, these guys were up front. So really nothing has changed since they left and came back.
Yeah, you just try to find other drivers that want to try to compete, and sometimes you'll find drivers that are up there. We saw the 16 have the fastest lap, but we are green once again. 8 laps to go for this field, and the intensity level has risen.
It has definitely risen. These guys know without a doubt they need to get to the front right now, as Retzlaff still out front leading this thing, and they're going to go 3 wide for second place. And those are teammates right there in the 09 and the 109, hence I'm just the 09 going on there, as they're going to go side by side. You got the 33 in the mix as well of Polins, as they're going to go 2 and 3 wide. Meanwhile, this is exactly what your leader wants to see of Parker Retzlaff, as he is just saying, y'all battle, and I'm going to check out from this field.
Yeah, it's going to be James and Daniel Foltz just able to pull away. Like you can see, same schemes, teammates trying to make their moves forward, but they're over a half a second away from our leader, as we are now 5 laps to go, soon to be 4 laps to go, and a late caution coming out. With those drivers in the back, it's going to be Luke Brown once again.
Luke Brown going around, no pun intended, as we go take a look at the LSRTV 4K replay. We'll see just exactly what happened here. Looking at that all-white car, and you're not quite sure if there was contact or not, or did we see just another
There's
looper?
A little bit right here. We're about to see it off the exit.
It looked like he was just trying to get into the corner, didn't realize maybe the 32 was down there, and looped it around because of that. And we'll see. This should send us in. Yes, less than 5. We're going to go into overtime here already on race number 1.
I mean, it was expected. With the way that the drivers have been racing for these final 30 laps, you had a feeling that we were going to have a green-white-checkered for these drivers. We're waiting to see if we'll be having multiple attempts at a green-white-checkered, as I'm not sure if we do. But once we get into green-white-checker scenarios, we'll be given that information exactly, as we have now entered it. 3 attempts at a green-white-checkered.
Yes, 3 attempts is what they allow. I don't think we're going to use that. I think we'll use just this one here. Then again, I have been wrong before. It's rare, but I am wrong. Okay, so it's...
I mean, for our front 5, I mean, I feel very comfortable and confident that they're going to be racing clean. For the last about 20 drivers behind them, I don't see them racing clean for us to have only 1 attempt. I think we're going to use all 3 here.
Yeah, we'll say, it's one of the things we just don't know till we see. Again, following this race will be the super late models and the late models, and maybe not in that particular order. We'll let you know when we know. I'm not sure the exact order, but I think it's late models and then the super late models that will be coming up. But the pace car getting ready to dive off the track is, well, never mind, the lights are on. I thought he was off. He was far enough ahead, but it looks like the drivers were just back a little ways. So lights are still on, and now the lights are off. We will go racing next time.
Yeah, just trying to make sure the back half of the field is all in line where they need to be and set up as our front drivers. The anticipation, the anxiety of getting ready to go green here, as we're about to go green for our first attempt at a green-white-checkered.
That's a green-white-checkered overtime number 1 here tonight. As there it is, green flag is back in the air, and we are racing Here is a Screen Printing Supply Incorporated CMO. Race number 1, and they're wadding them up in the back, and caution is out. And just as you figured, we are not going to end this thing just yet, as we have them wadding up in the back of the field, and everyone's back going where they were, so we'll take a quick look at it. But they wad them up and they get them going just as quick.
Yeah, it looked like Travis Huffel got a little bit of contact made and just got looped around. And it's just drivers looking for the same real estate on track. Was not able to stay clean as we were so close to that white flag being waved.
Yeah, we were really close to it. They were coming to take it. The flagman had it curled up and waved in his hand. Just couldn't quite get it out before the caution came out, so he threw it down, picked up the yellow, and we're going to try it again for attempt number 2. As of right now, the lights are still on, so it will change. But right now, we will complete 56 laps out of the scheduled 50 when we take the checkered, but that'll change here. So it'll come to the line right there, and now it should say 55 of 57, as there you go, 55 of 57. So it's going to keep gradually changing, but this is attempt number 2. I think you may be right, Sam. I think we're going for a 3 overtime kind of race here tonight.
Yeah, and now the question for these drivers is how aggressive do you want to be on this second attempt? Because, if you make an aggressive move, get yourself up a handful of positions by, making some contact. It's great for you on that attempt, but you got to be aware that if you hit someone earlier in this race, there's a chance they could try to retaliate if we get to a third attempt at a green-white-checkered, because there's no chance for you to retaliate again. Yeah,
and even if they don't have a chance to retaliate in this race, there's a good chance that they can get you in the next 2 races, because there's a good chance they're going to be in it as well. So you really have to be very, very calm. It's like running at your local racetrack where, you're in the car for your street stock race. And then you also go out and run the limited mods and your factory stocks as well. So, you've got to be mindful of that, because you may do someone dirty here, and they can do you dirty in the bigger series where it counts a little bit more.
We're almost ready for our second attempt. If needed, we have another try at this, but these drivers ready for the inner loop here at Irwindale, as we are green once again, and James Foles tried to get the best restart he could, but just was not able to get so, and he falls back to 3rd place.
Yeah, he's falling back to 3rd place, and they're spinning out, but it's in the infield. No caution so far, and we'll see. We're going to take the white flag. I think we will. We do. It is your CRN 1 to go. White flag is officially in the air for this race. The smoke's still there from the spin, but it's not going to matter. We go down the backstretch, as it is going to be Parker Retzlaff. It looks like he is going to do it, and he will. Parker Retzlaff going to be your race 1 winner, and they wad him up behind them.
They just all dump it into the outer course. And, some pent up frustration for some of those drivers. Weren't able to make great moves forward. But Retzlaff, what a great run for the 2 machine. Qualified 2nd. And once issues popped up for the 16, able to stay up front. And no one else really had a chance to stay there with Parker.
Yeah, I think Parker Retzlaff really had the car to beat. He just needed to get by the 16. And he got his virtue of the 16 getting knocked out of the way and just having troubles after that. So whether you pass him or somebody helps you out along the way, either way, he got the win here, followed by David Polins and Jake Perkins, going to be your top 3. We do not have a whole lot of time in between the 2 races, so that being said, the donuts are done. We'll take a quick look here at your race results, and we'll see if we can talk to some of the top 3. But again, Parker Retzlaff, we knew he was going to be fast. He gets the win here tonight. David Plins, kind of the same deal, just a little bit behind in that 33, followed by Jake Perkins. Foles, that is Daniel Foles. There's 2 of them here. James Foles a little further down. Tyler Payne, his own league, did a good job here in 5th place. Moorcroft doing good. Jack Brown, Kyle Meyer, and Daniel Hindra in 10th place. A good top 10 for him as well.
Yeah, for James Foles, was going to finish in 3rd place. Got loose out of the exit of 4. Really dropped him back down there to 8th place. And the rest of the field, These drivers had a whale of time trying to get by all the carnage that was going on in front of them. As we're getting set up for interviews. I mean, Charles, this was an exciting start to how this night's going to go. These drivers certainly had a handful here in the inner course of Irwindale.
They definitely did, and at the current time, I do not see... we do have Parker Retzlaff. We have our race winner. We don't have David Palens or Jake Perkins at the time, so we will step away real quick. And, of course, when we come back, we'll talk to Parker Retzlaff really quick as we'll be getting set up for race number 2 of 3 here in just a moment. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We have your race winner here. Unfortunately, we don't have second or third place, but Parker, you get the win here in the number 42 machine. And let's be honest, we all knew it was no surprise that we'd see up front. As we referred to Tyler Payne, the prodigal child's return to LSRTV, you pretty much picked off where we saw you leave off when the league left and then came back. So you were up front then, you're up front now. How was that car handling out there tonight with that 132-degree track?
Yeah, I mean, even like on a qualifying lap and just at the beginning of the race, that's really free in the car. You have to be easy coming off the corners, like you've seen me, Kev racing early, and caught him, and he, I guess, self-spun way out of the racetrack. So, I mean, I was having fun racing with him, and it was really clean, and then it just bit him, and it threw him right away.
Definitely a good race, a wild race. I'm not sure. We'll hand it to Sam real quick, but which car is coming up next? Is it the late model or the super late model coming up next?
It's late model stock.
Okay, late model stock. That's what I figured it was, and then we go to the big boys later. We'll definitely be watching for that. But before we step away here one more time to get ready for that race, Sam, any final questions here for Parker before we let him thank his sponsors?
Yeah, I mean, Parker, it looked like those restarts were the most important thing for yourself to get away from everyone else. How important were those restarts, though, in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, restarts were a big thing of it, because if you could hold people on the bottom, like me and Kev were doing to each other, you can hold down, and it's a lot harder than going on the bottom, but you can make the top work if you do everything perfectly. So just getting myself clear into one and just being able to drive my own race was kind of the key to win.
All right, well, we'll let you go. We see the lobby is open for race number 2. But before you do, Parker, who you got to thank there for sponsor-wise on that car?
I got to thank Ponzi, Ecotrax, Iron Horse Loggers, Logload for Kids, and I got to thank my parents for everything they do, and you guys for putting this whole thing on, and Tyler for the league.
All right, well, again, congrats on the win, and we'll see if you can go double down, maybe even triple down in the next 2 races. And on behalf of myself and Sam, we're not going to sign off. We are just going to put some music into play here in just a moment, and when we come back, it will be time for race number 2, the late models at Irwindale on the outer ring.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. personalized. I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything, hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing. And if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees@yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Welcome back to coverage of the American iRacing League, presented by Pulse Poppers here on LSRTV as well as CRN Sports. Fresh in from the Bristol Dirt Race, won by Joey Logano, that just finished about less than an hour ago. Wesley Outland here with you, joined with Samuel Dyer. Charles Wooten will now step from announcing and go to where he does best, in the product chair. And again, we are ready now for race number 2 of the new series on Monday nights on LSR-TV and CRN. Sam, we saw an awesome Legends car race. I caught the tail end of it just about at halfway. Pretty good show. Now it's time for the late model stocks to show what type of program they can provide here around Irwindale Speedway.
Yeah, I mean, we went from a 0.3 of a mile course to now a half a mile course, a little bit bigger for 60 laps, a little bit of a longer race, and starting to see drivers completely different from what the inner course was with those Legends cars where everyone was trying to stay low. Here it's looking like the outside lane is where you prefer to be for a lot of these cars.
So we saw the drivers run on the inner part of the race course for the American iRacing League portion of the Legends car division. That just wrapped up a few moments ago. Of course, Rhinelander, Wisconsin's Parker Retzlaff was the winner. Now we get ready for the LFOD Motorsports late models. They will get ready to hit the racetrack. And then, of course, the nightcap coming up in less than an hour's time will be the Team 126 super late models. Those are the heavy pounders, the big boys. And again, our broadcast coverage of the is presented tonight by Siebers Racing Media. Siebers Racing Media, round one here at Irwindale Speedway for the American iRacing League. And again, we also want to acknowledge all of the partners, including LiveSimRacingTV.com, CRN Sports at WeAreCRN.com, hashtag Stay Strong Pete, as he continues to fight his battle with cancer. Of course, we want to thank CMO Screen Printing, LFOD Motorsports, Team 126, and most importantly, Polk's Poppers for being the series sponsor of the American iRacing League here. So, again, this is the second race of the opening round. The legend cars are always fun to watch, but you know, I'm just a fan of the full fendered cars, Samuel. Let's get these late models out here, late model stocks, and then the super late models, and we're just going to get faster and faster and faster coming up.
Yeah, you got to go faster, and now you got a real bumper that you can now push and move people around. But with the drivers now rocking and rolling on the outside, you got to be concerned if a driver goes in a little bit too hard, they can get into the outside wall and really be clogging everyone up. And also we get to be seeing drivers trying to do some slide job moves here on the outer loop, and it's just going to be more and more fun. Like you said, we get to get faster and faster. 60 laps here for this race. It's going to be more and more entertaining as the night rolls on. But Wesley, excited to get this race rocking and rolling.
It is. It should be a good one. Let's see if we can take a look at the Race on Texas analysis, if it's available on the bottom right of the monitor, to kind of give you a okay, by the sound of the producer, that sounds like that's not going to happen. It's kind of a TBD, to be determined. So there it is. Okay, well, there it is. 30-minute practice. This is going on right now. It's not going to be a 30-minute practice session, I promise you. They're about to throw the checker here anytime soon. Then we will go into two-lap qualifying, and then the two-lap qualifying. Okay, it just went from a 30-minute practice to a 10-minute practice. You saw how fast that changed. So two-lap qualifying, and then the drivers will battle it out for 60 laps, not 60-lap duels. 60 laps.
Yeah.
For the, and you see it change. 60 lapper. 60 lap. There you go. Add the S. There we go. Got to work on our spelling and pronunciation, even in the broadcast digital world, too. So, weather conditions here at Irwindale Speedway for round one of the American iRacing League. Holy cow. 75 degrees outside. Makes me sing of that song by my country music friend Joe Nichols, sunny and 75. And the track temperature, though, 50 degrees warmer than that, Samuel. 124 degrees. You being from California, what's that do to that racetrack virtually tonight?
Oh, it is tearing up these tires. If you are being aggressive for these 60 laps, you might be quick for the first about 15, and then you are going to be hoping that you were saving. At this track, we saw for the Legends, it started off this hot, where it was around 125 degrees, and once the peak of the heat during the race, it got up to 132 degrees track temp. So I'm expecting to see this temp continue to rise and rise throughout the night, and it even went up another degree. It's now up to 125 degrees on track. And it is now terrifying for the drivers, as now they're running on the outside. If you wear those tires out too much, the outside wall is going to be your friend.
But we have now officially passed 50 degrees warmer, the ambient temperature outside. So, with that said, the American iRacing League, operated by Tyler Payne. It's awesome to have him back with the LSRTV family, as well as on CRN Sports. We simulcast on both. And by the way, this is the first broadcast of 2 tonight. This is the second of 4 races on this evening's card. Of course, late model stocks, the super late models, part of the American iRacing League. And then later this evening, it is the Northwest iRacing Cup Series at Homestead Miami Speedway. Coverage beginning around 11:30 Eastern Time, 10:30 LSRTV time. That's Central on, of course, LiveSimRacingTV.com and on CRN Sports. So, again, practice rocking and rolling, continuing on, taking a look at some of the practice times here, which mean absolutely nothing, obviously, Samuel, because it's practice. I mean, practice makes perfect, yes. But
Yeah, I mean,
right now,
it helps a little
Parker
bit.
Retzlaff is, yeah, it does. But Parker Retzlaff right now looks like he's the fast man. Yeah.
Yeah, Retzlaff's going to be for sure another driver to watch out for. He won the Legends race earlier, had the second fastest car during practice, got second place during qualifying, and the driver that beat him out is actually the driver in third place. It's going to be Dustin Momoquet, who we're going to be working on that name. We'll get it by the end of the night for sure. But this 16 machine,
Court. It's Momber Court.
See,
Momber K. Momber K.
Hey, I was just going to throw it as many different names, and I was going to stick it at one of these times. But,
it's Momber K. It really is. It's in Momber K.
Momber K is for sure going to be the driver I've got my eye on. I think he's going to most likely have a good run here. He was top of the board when practice started earlier, and certainly he's close enough, within a tenth of the 42, so it's going to be a close action up front.
Yeah, right now it's Parker Retzlaff top of the board, obviously in the number 42. Trayton Lapsevich currently in second in the 32. Then it's Dustin Mombercat in the number 16. David Polins in 33. Kyle, well, not anymore. Now Robbie Keneally from Midvale, California will move his way up to the number 3 position. Mombercat will fall back to 4th. David Polins now in the top 5. Kyle Meyer, followed by Daniel Folds, Jake Perkins, Tyler Payne, Daniel Hendra. Currently your top 10 of 24 drivers that are just finishing up with practice, and they are getting ready now to take on the track for qualifying.
Ooh, Eric Sellers able to just sneak in right when qualifying was about to start. So 25 drivers going to be setting up for qualifying. And for 60 laps, Wesley, these drivers setting up on the outside where they're going to be qualifying and trying to stay there on the dotted line. And it's going to be your favorite place to be here probably all night long.
So Cody Moorcroft will be the first man up. See what Moorcroft can do in qualifying. By the way, this is lone qualifying, meaning there will be multiple cars on the racetrack at several times. However, we'll try to highlight which one is the car we're going to give you on the broadcast. But of course, all these cars going into servers now, making their lone lap around the track. That's why it's called lone qualifying. It's not like you see it's your local Friday or Saturday night short track across the country where they all line up on the pit wall and they all go out one at a time. And what do you know? Tyler Payne goes to the top of the board as we look at Kyle Myler. Tyler Payne, though, 19094. He goes to P1 real quick there, Samuel.
Yeah, Tyler Payne initially one of the putting himself on top of the board, and Payne, one of those drivers, is say that there goes the 88 now on top of the board.
Yeah. And Jake Perkins goes to second now. Eric Sellers, we're watching him in the 97 machine.
Sellers came in late into the server here, but just snuck his way in and gonna be doing his best to be on top of the board.
Lapsevich just went to the top board there. Trayton Lapsevich, one of our buddies out of Canada. 18.906 now the quick lap time. Dustin Mombercat's got a problem.
I think he's just trying to warm up these tires a little bit before he really starts taking off, and finally gonna be starting his time.
So we'll see what time he put down. He's obviously got to pick it up. It looked really good in practice. Now he's struggling in qualifying. Trayton Lapsevich, Kyle Meyer, Parker Retzlaff, David Benz, Jake Perkins, Mombercat across the line. Where will he end up now? Climbing the scoring pylon to 5th. So 5th best for the driver of Mombercat in the number 16 machine. Here comes Daniel Hendra.
Hendra's doing a pretty similar thing as well. I mean, what these drivers are doing is they're trying to go slowly down the backstretch, holding their brake and their throttle, trying to warm up their tires a little bit more so there's more grip. As the track is hot, but the tires are cold, and trying to match the temps up so you really got enough grip to get going.
Trayton Lapsevich, Kyle Meyer, Parker Retzlaff, David Polins, Dustin Mombercat, Perkins, Payne, Folds, Little, Holmes. Your top 10 as it stands right now. Daniel Hendra will climb up to 13th best, and he'll call her quits. 19,336. There goes Eric Steele now in car 24 of 24 entries of late model stocks ready to go here virtually for the American iRacing League here tonight at Irwindale. Eric Steele's car. Eric Steele, we'll see where he ends up. Obviously, that car needs a lot of work, just like, whoa, about bounces off the wall there.
I'm pretty sure he actually did bounce off of the wall coming out of 4, so that time is not going to count, and he's got to be careful not to bounce off the wall either. Coming out of 2, that was a little close, but we'll see coming out of 4.
Wow, drove way down below the apron there. He drove way down below the apron into the, whoa! I don't think he hit the wall that time. He might have.
I think he did. There's slight sparks that popped up.
I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's scraping the bottom of the barrel, it looks like. Tough break for that car.
Well, less than 30 seconds to go in qualifying. No other drivers look like they are setting up to go. Wesley, looks like this is going to be our lineup.
So it looks like Trayton Lapsevich will be the man that will be on the pole for race number 2 here tonight for the American iRacing League, presented by Pulse Poppers. Here on LSRTV and CRN Sports. The field will be getting set here in just a matter of moments, and we will give you the ComServe Wireless starting lineup as it is now go time. 60 laps for the drivers of the American iRacing League late model stocks. Let's give you the lineup as they're gridding. ComServe Wireless, 24 locations in Maryland, Pennsylvania, and in New Jersey and Virginia. Find more information at ComServeWireless.com. Trayton Lapsevich on the pole, the 32 to the outside. It is Kyle Meyer in the number 88. Row 2, Parker Retzlaff, the Legends winner earlier. He'll start on the 42 from Rhinelander, Wisconsin. To his outside, David Polins in car 33. To the row number 3, Dustin Momberket in the 16 machine. To his outside, Jake Perkins in the 59. Row 4 will find Virginia's Tyler Payne in the 18. To his outside, Daniel Folds in the 09. Row 5 for the top 10, Jeremy Little in the 55. Josh Holmes will be in the number 9 car. Roving on row number 6, Brandon Roberts in the 82. Scott Fink in car number 31. Daniel Hendra, the 171, will start 13th, with Gregory Moon 14th in the number 8 car. Moving on to row number 8, David Adamczyk in the 176. Adamczyk will be to the outside with Eric Jones in the 11. Row number 9, Ron Morris Jr. in the 76. David Trumbley in the 96. Row number 10 for your top 20, Cody Moorcroft in the 80 and Eric Sellers in 97. Row 11 will find Mario Ercanali in the 41, followed by Mid-Velvet, California, Robbie Keneally in the 1 car. The rest of the field concluding with Ryan Campbell in row number 12 in the 19, Ryan Polins in the number 3, and of course Eric Steele bouncing off the wall during qualifying. For that reason, he will start shotgun on the field. 25 drivers ready to go for racing here for race number 2 tonight in round 1 of the American iRacing League at Irwindale Speedway. 60 laps the distance. Samuel, should be a good one.
Yeah, it certainly should be. Caution laps are going to count, so if we see any incidents happening and we go under yellow, these drivers are, the back half of the field, they're going to feel that intensity come up if a lot of cautions come in, because they're going to have less laps to have their chances to move up through the traffic.
So, Trayton Lapsevich, Kyle Meyer on the front row. The lights are already off for the pace car, meaning when they come back around, that sedan will drop onto the pit lane. And we will get ready for the start. 60 laps. Irwindale Speedway, you saw them on the small track, 3/10 mile track earlier for the Legend cars. There's a little sample of it on the back straightaway. And now, race on the big half mile. 1 to go this time around. When they come back to the start-finish line, pace car will drop onto the pit lane, and we will get ready to go for 60 laps. Let's set the lineup for you again. Trayton Lapsevich on the pole in that 32 machine. Kyle Meyer in the 88. ready to bring them to the official start. Parker Retzlaff, winner of race 1 in the Legends, firing off third. 60 laps at the legendary Irwindale Speedway, the home of the NASCAR Toyota All-Star Showdown back in the day. They're in the box, green in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, you have a virtual race. Samuel Dyer, 25 charter members of the Fraternal Order of Virtual Go Fast with their kaleidoscope of colors. Roar to speed to the backstretch in 3.
And you're seeing all those drivers, they're trying to get down below the apron, and now 3 wide coming out of 3.
3 wide there for just a minute. Slaff was the hot dog between the bun there. And now we got trouble.
Flag.
Hindra's involved. A couple of other cars are scampered and crashed. It all started with Daniel Hindra. And we have caution as fast as this race started. Wreck on lap number 1.
Yeah,
So 1 lap and 2 corners in, and we have calamity Samuel Dyer on the opening lap.
Yeah, I mean, it started up a little bit further than where these guys were. I think that might have been Meyer that really got out of shapes. There's the yellow machine that got completely just shunted out of the way, and due to the fact that everyone was on the high side, just clogged everyone up.
Look out, bunched up the traffic anyway when they were making their way off corner. 2 and 3 wide. Here they go again up the racetrack. And 3 wide again. There's the contact. There's the crash.
Yeah,
so it looks like another car. The white car, it looks like, kind of got into Hendra and ran him up the racetrack, and then it made everybody get on the binders to check up.
Yeah, that white car, you know, everyone was clogging up on the exit of the corner. And, you know, it's kind of a funnel entering and exiting off of these corners where everyone's trying to get to the high side or everyone's trying to get to the low side entry in these corners, and there's just not enough space for everyone to be placed in the same spot.
Train Lapsovich right now, the Bucker entry number 32. He's the man out in front. And playing a little possum with the pace car right now. Don't want to push it too far.
It's getting a better look of the new pace car and all the different angles that it's at.
Nice looking car there. Butt kicker entry number 32. I do know that one of our partners that have the Esports Outlaw Tour, Derek Fulton, is actually working on trying to put together a big race with Butt Kicker. And hopefully we'll have more details on that coming soon, and it will be broadcast on LSRTV. Lapsovich and Retzlaff right now will be on the front. Oh, Parker Retzlaff up 1 spot. David Polins from 4th up 3rd. From 5th up to, from 6th to 4th is Jake Perkins, up 2 spots to the good. And they'll make their way back. Restart zone here coming up. Green back in the air. And we are back to it again. The late model stocks underway again at Irwindale.
Side by side for the lead, and it's just that exit off the high side. It's so strong on these straightaways, but it's the middle of the corner where you're really seeing the inside have that advantage.
And one of the things I'm watching is they actually are driving below the apron. I was thinking you can't, you know, there were cars that were doing that, messing themselves up in qualifying, but these guys are brave enough. We're watching Parker and Trayton and them guys on the front. They will drive below the apron. Look at these guys below the apron like they're coming to pit road and racing on it, Samuel.
It's going through 3 and 4 where the drivers feel the most comfortable to go down into the apron, and it's through 1 and 2 where they're staying in the middle to high lane. So a little bit of difference. If you are side by side with someone coming out of 1 and 2, you really want to be on the outside, but you want to be on the inside when you're going through 3 and 4.
Here they come out of turn number 4 across the start finish line. Another shot back into the corner into 1 and 2. And there you see Parker right left down the back straightaway. Methodically dissecting his prey is the predator of Parker Retzlaff. We see him do it several times, whether it's in a Legends car, super late model style. Parker Retzlaff has also competed in real life on the ARCA Menards series, the ARCA Menards West Series, East Series competition. Matter of fact, I think the last time he ran a race Parker did was at Bristol, where I was at for the NASCAR dirt events today. But Parker ran the ARCA race there last summer. And we've got a caution. Caution is out again for the second time. Problems on the racetrack will illuminate the caution lights again virtually. And our great producers in the LSRTV truck will find what happened. We'll see what happened as we are on lap number
3 machine that got looped around.
Number 3.
It looks like Pullins just looped it himself. He just loops it himself. He had no contact with anyone else. Just got on the throttle a little bit too soon out of 4. And away the 3 goes. You'll see here on the replay.
Well, I told you our producer would find it. Look at that. You're just down below the apron there. You can't go below the apron too much. It's not your friend. And then look at, he just shot it off the corner and like a dirt track car. It just came out from under him.
Yeah, I mean, that's
basically what happened. Shades of what happened to Darrell Wallace Jr. today in the dirt race at Bristol. He was dirt tracking it there, yes, but that's what happened to the 3 of Pullins coming off the bottom of the corner there, below the apron, shot up the racetrack out of 4, and honestly, Samuel, the car just came right out from under him.
Yeah, that's the one disadvantage of running so low, is that if you are running as low as these guys are, if you cannot get onto the throttle too soon, or you are going to be spinning that back end around, it just wants to snap on you. If you run higher, you're able to gradually get back onto the throttle and be all right. But I mean, there's advantages. It's the shortest way around going below the apron, but you saw there disadvantages of spinning around.
Yes, disadvantages indeed. 14 of 60 laps in. Number 32, Trayton Lapsevich is out in front. Parker Retzlaff second. Jake Perkins is third. Stin Momberket has now moved his way to 4th. David Pullins, one Pullins to another. Ryan Pullins spun. David Pullins is in the top 5.
Yeah, both Pullins.
We'll stay here with you. Trying to get. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They had decent runs in the Legends earlier, so trying to keep that momentum high for the next 2 races. So excited to see where they're going to be going with this, as well as for the Folds. Both of them did very well for themselves.
Ready for the field to make their way back. Lucas Oil restart zone. Here they come out of turn number 4. Green is in the air. We are back underway. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Late model stocks. Okay, so for people that might not know, what is a late model stock? Another super late models, they're coming up next. Those are the big 900 horsepower, 800 horsepower war missiles. They're fun, they're fast, they're exciting. You see them at the Snowball Derby, the All-American 400. You have them on the American iRacing League. You see them on the iRacing Northwest Tour. Those are the big, fast, super late models. So they're coming up next for part of our closing of the American iRacing League. These are late model stock cars. Now, these cars, Samuel, are not very popular in your neck of the woods in California. They're mainly a Mid-Atlantic Southeast-based division, and they normally are occupied by the 2-barrel or 4-barrel Holley carburetors. If they are occupied with a 4-barrel Holley, then they actually have a limited crate engine or like a aluminum motor. An open motor is available if they run the 2-barrel carburetors because they are more powerful. So, in doing so, these drivers compete, of course, at Martinsville for the Grandfather Clock every year, the Thanksgiving Classic, South Boston, the Hampton Heat 200. You see them on the Cars Late Model Stock Tour, and, of course, here on LSRTV tonight with the American iRacing League. So these are late model stocks, and, of course, as you know, they are also part of the NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts Weekly Racing Series, where across the track, NASCAR Weekly Sanctioned Tracks, these cars are Division 1, Samuel, and they run for a national championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible that iRacing able to capture these guys and capture these cars, and allows everyone to have a chance to run them a little bit. Like you said, they're national cars. That's good to be out there and trying it.
Our producer just said that these are 3-barrels. Charles, 3-barrel carburetors don't exist. Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, anyway, we're about to be 1/3 of the way through here from this 60-lap event, 20 laps in, or just over 20 laps in. And Trayton Lapsevich out of Canada in the 32, having himself a nice ride. You saw the number 16 of Dustin Mombercat sitting there in the number 3 spot.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see
laugh.
Our front 5 pulling away, a little bit of side-by-side action, battling for 7th place. But everyone else staying pretty much single-filed out, is following suit where the car in front of them are running.
Right. Now, did I ever tell you the story, Samuel, about the time I went to Irwindale Speedway, about my first ever trip going to Irwindale, California?
You have not.
No, I didn't strap no cats to the ceiling fan. That was my son doing that. Did I ever tell you that story, Sam?
No, you have not.
Producer, by the way. Okay, so one of my first ever NASCAR gigs was as a pit reporter for the NASCAR Toyota All-Star Showdown. Now, back in the day, it was of course, the K&N East and West cars and super late models is what they did. So I flew from Raleigh to Irwindale, California. I was very tired, fell asleep at the hotel, forgot to reset my clock 3 hours back. So I'm in the hotel, I'm sleeping, I wake up out of nowhere, and I look at my clock, and I think I'm 2 hours late for a meeting. Well, come to find out, I'm actually hours ahead before a meeting, or 3 hours ahead, obviously, because I was an hour behind. So I get in my car 2 miles down the road. Obviously, if you've ever been to Irwindale Speedway, you know that down the road's all the hotels and a lot of the casinos and everything else from the racetrack. So I leave the racetrack, or I leave the hotel to go to the racetrack, and I get in one of my cars, and I'm in a rental car. Forgot to grab my license, forgot to grab my wallet. I was in a hurry, didn't want to be late for this production meeting. And again, as I said, forgot to set my clock behind, so I'm actually ahead of schedule. I go down the road, and I'm speeding like 75 and a 35. And I pass one of California's finest highway patrol officers, California Highway Patrol. So I do not stop until I get to the racetrack. By the way, we're closing in on halfway here, and Lapsevich is still leading the way in the number 32 car. Halfway, Trayton Lapsevich, Parker Retzlaff, Mombercat, Perkins, Polins, top 5, Keneally, Payne, Folds, Meyer, Fink. They're all just joyriding right now. So anyway, back to the story. I get to the racetrack, speeding 75 and a 35. I get pulled over by a California Highway Patrol officer. Samuel, I do not stop until I get into the parking lot of the racetrack. Guy finally comes to the car, and he's like, "Who are you? I need to see your license and registration." Blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, "Man, I'm so sorry. Listen, I apologize. I'm late for a meeting. I literally just left the hotel." And that's when I realized I didn't have my wallet on me. I didn't have my license on me. All I had was my rental car agreement that was in the dashboard. So I handed it to him. He run it through. He got my tag number. Now, always remember 2 numbers you should always know by heart. Actually, 3 numbers. You should always know your girlfriend or your wife or your parents' number. Number 2, significant other. Okay, I'll be nice. Number 2, you should always know your social security number in your head, like I do. And number 3, Samuel, you should always know your driver's license number, just in case this happens to you. So I give the guy my license number. He runs it in the computer. I'm fine. And it... one of those East Coast people, aren't you? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, you realize that it's only like, 12:30, not 3:30 in the afternoon. And I'm like, man, I'm sorry. I thought I was running late for a meeting. And I looked at myself, and I looked at my clock, and I was like, oh my God, I feel so stupid. So anyhow, to avoid getting a ticket, you can call it bribing an officer. He actually is probably going to go anyway. I got him a couple of pit passes, let him come to the race, and he was happy. Ticket.
You bribed an officer.
I didn't per se bribe an officer. It was just like, hey man, listen, I made a mistake. I'm sorry. You're one of them East Coast people. You're from North Carolina. Don't you know you got to set your clock back?
Wesley,
it could have been mean.
You're just showing off your age by saying they had to reset your clock. Our clocks automatically do it now.
Well, I have a very, very nice watch on. So, I mean, and this was back in let's see here. This was back in 2009, 10, 11, something like that. Yeah. So, I mean, it's about 10 years ago. I mean, we just kind of started to get started in the world of social media. I think I had Facebook then.
A little back then.
Anyway, back to the race. I'm not an iPhone person, okay? So, nah. Android stomps on the iPhone monster.
I've used both. They're both very similar.
is out in front. Do you agree with me, Samuel? An Android guy?
I'm using an iPhone now, but I've used Androids before. They're pretty similar.
Trainer!
I like the cam. Like I was on an older Android and went up to an iPhone 8 Plus. Haven't changed since. Love the camera.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey people, we're 20 laps to the finish. It's been all Lapcevich leading the way. We had a couple of caution flags at the beginning of things, but things have settled down here. As again, Trayton Lapcevich is on in front. Retzlaff is in second. Bombercat is in third. Keneally had problems in qualifying. How about that? The big mover through the field, Samuel, up 18 spots. Robbie Keneally up to fourth.
Yeah, I mean, while you were telling the story, Keneally was able to move up 3 positions, was 3 wide for a couple of those passes, and now up to fourth place. This one machine doing a great job for himself. Really, you know, it's going to be a tall order. He's almost 3.5 seconds away from our front 3, but a great job. I think this might be the furthest that he can go unless we start to have a late caution that comes out of nowhere, but everyone seems to be racing as clean as possible at the moment.
It is all Caden Lapcevich, or Trayton Lapcevich, who, by the way, is related to Caden Lapcevich. They're family. You know, they keep it in the family. Trayton Lapcevich, Caden Lapcevich, I think they're brothers. Parker Retzlaff is in second. Dustin Mombercat. Come on now, Sam. You got to say his name right now, buddy. Come on. You got to say his name. What's his name?
Mombercat.
Dustin Mombercat. Yeah, Mombercat. Mombercat. Mombercat, producer Mombercat. Followed by Robbie Keneally. Somebody says I'm enjoying the story more than the race right now. Okay, well, I'm glad I could entertain you. But right now, we have a battle for the lead. Maybe this will spice things up a bit. Here comes Parker Retzlaff. He is creeping inside and outside. And I'm kind of wonder here, Samuel, if it's go time, if it's time to hit that go button, hit the loud pedal, and run down Lapcevich for the lead. Parker Retzlaff is reeling him in.
I mean, you can go now, or you can wait for about another 5 laps. In the next 5 laps, our leaders are going to be catching up to lap traffic, but it looks like that 42 wanting to make the pass before they get to lap traffic. And as the leaders, I would be concerned. They are battling extremely hard 4-car pack in front of our leaders that they are getting up to, and we are coming closer and closer to 10 laps to go.
Yeah, these laps are winding down. We're coming up on about 14 laps to go next time by, and Lapcevich is now playing possum on Retzlaff. 1 and 2. Mombert there to the 3rd spot, Keneally. And they all work their way back around the back straightaway here. Laps coming to a close. I'd say about 10 laps to go is when we're going to see probably Retzlaff descended in there and go after Lapcevich. But for the time being right now, just kind of taking her easy, take it easy, like the words to the song by the Eagles, take it easy. And then when it's time to go here in the next 10 laps remaining, then I think see something happen. And I will just tell you, I noticed something as well. Samuel, they're closing in on lap traffic. He might use a lap as a pick to get around Lapcevich as well.
Retzlaff almost got collected there, and they got to be careful. This lap traffic going to be a hazard moving forward. They've got this first pack of 4 drivers that they're trying to get by, and then they've got another pack of 6 vehicles in front of them. They should not be getting up to that 6-car pack by the end of this race. There's just not enough time for them to get there, but certainly the 3 more lap cars that our leaders need to get by, it is a hazard and going to be dangerous for our leaders.
Tell Barney that iRacing flag man, Barney, Milton Fife Wilson Jr. Tell Barney to get that flagman out and get ready to wave it out there in Junior. Exactly, Charles. Get a flag, that move over flag out. Get those lap cars out of the way. Boy, oh boy, getting good here at Irwindale. Final laps closing in.
Oh boy, this is going to be a close one.
Under remaining.
is coming out of 4. If you are side by side with another car, contact looks almost every time. There's going to be at least some type of contact there.
A lap car up against the fence there, boy. He's dirt tracking it up the cushion. Down up on the top shelf.
96 car getting out of the way. Possible chance for the lead here.
Whoa, here he comes to the inside. And don't look out behind you, guys. You got a 3-car battle because Momberket's right there with them.
Momberket was just waiting and looming. He was letting the front two really utilize and brutalize those tires. 16. Dustin's been waiting for this moment as we're now coming to 5 laps to go.
Time to go. You better go. You better go now. Somebody's trying to upset Parker Retzlaff from winning the Legend race earlier. Now he's trying to keep him from winning the late model stocks. The super late models are next. It's all part of our coverage of the American iRacing League. To the inside. Here comes Retzlaff. He's got to run. Couldn't get him there. 3 to go. Next time by at the line.
Retzlaff going to be getting right to that quarter panel. He's got to get a good launch here out of 2 and almost some contact as those drivers, it's just coming up to the exit of the corner where they're almost just bumping off of one another, and you don't want to be hitting another car in front of you on their quarter panel or you're going to be sending them around.
And another thing that happens as we come now to 3 to go, Lapcevich and Retzlaff are right there with one another. And if they push each other up the racetrack, Dustin Momberket's going to be ready to take it like candy from a baby at your local concession stand and pounce on them. Down to the inside, below the apron. Here they come, 2 to go.
Retzlaff got a little bit too aggressive on the throttle, got his back end a little squirrely there out of 4. He's now going to set up here. This lap is more of a setup coming to the white flag.
Coming to that CRN, 1 to go, down to the inside. Here comes Retzlaff, lap car up on the top. They're right there, 1, 2, and 3, single file. 1 more to go, they're in turn 1. Down the back straightaway into the 3rd turn for the final time. Lapcevich, I think he'll hold him off from the pole. He'll come to the line, checkered flag. And Trayton Lapcevich will win the late model stock feature event here for the American iRacing League at Irwindale. 2nd spot will go to Parker Retzlaff. Dustin Momberket is 3rd. And the rest of the field coming across the start-finish line. I tell you, maybe if this was a 75-lap race, maybe 70 laps, I think Parker Retzlaff was ready to go, but Lapcevich, I think, used up all of his tires, yes, but he had enough to hold off the charge by Parker Retzlaff because I think Parker used up his tires as well trying to get to him.
Yeah, I mean, Parker certainly, he was keeping it close and just was not able to really make the pass. Yes, he was at the quarter panel in the center of the corner, but it was coming off the corner where really we got to see the 32 just pull away and able to hold off. Got the pole and gets the sweep as well, getting the win here in the late models.
Here's your unofficial results for the late model stocks. Parker Retzlaff will be the runner-up to Trayton Lapcevich. Almost 200,000 second at the line. Dustin Momberket will finish in 3rd. Robbie Keneally, the big mover through the race, up 18 spots from starting 21st, followed by David Lenz, Kyle Meyer, Jake Perkins, Tyler Payne, Daniel Foles, Scott Fink, your top 10.
And then in 11th, you got Eric Jones, Eric Steele, the Erics finishing right next to one another. And Josh Helms also going to be in 13th place. Roberts, Armerkek, as well as Moorcroft. Then you got Moon, Little, Trumley, and Morris, your top 20.
And to run out the rundown of the 5 drivers includes Mario Arcanali, Eric Sellers, Ryan Polins, who had problems, cautions for him. Sellers as well, Daniel Hendra, and Ryan Campbell was unable to start the race. So we will try to grab a word with our winners. Hopefully we can. I think we're going to grab 1st and 2nd, I believe. We're going to try to see if we can get Dustin Momberket, who finished in 3rd. But I think right now we do got 1st and 2nd in the booth. So I'll ask a question, Samuel. You'll ask a question. We'll get ready for the big one. But up next, it is the Super Late Models. They're coming up to close out round one of the American iRacing League on LSRTV and CRN Sports, presented by Pulse Poppers here on this Monday evening. Runner-up of the race is Parker Redslaff. Now, he won the Legends race. He'll have to settle for second here in the late model stock feature. Parker, seemed like you just ran out of time. Did you possibly use up your tires, too, to not get around Lapsevich for the win?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could not figure out how to pass him because I had to run the bottom, or the top was like 2/10 slower, so there was just no way of me passing him without there being contact and it being a dirty way to pass him.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like your best opportunity to make a pass was coming out of turn number 2. Was there maybe if a late caution came out, do you think that maybe that would have given you a better shot at making a pass here for the lead?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know what I needed to really pass him. There was just nothing we could do. We were really equal for most of the race, and there was just no way of me passing him at all.
Parker, a lot of people might not know, buddy, it's good to see you again, or good to talk to you again. Of course, I've ran into you at the real racetracks. You run on the ARCA Menard Series, East and West Series. Last time I saw you was at Bristol last summer for the Wednesday race, but you also run here on iRacing. This is an iRacing question. What is it like as a caliber driver like yourself, running Legends, running late models, now getting ready to run supers, and how you keep not getting fatigued and you drive these cars so differently?
Yeah, I mean, I've done the iRacing stuff and the real life racing for so long. I can just switch between cars like it's nothing at this point now. But I just race everything I can in real life and on iRacing.
Hey, on a side note, you know, I announced the Bristol race today on dirt for the trucks in the Cup Series. Would you like to run an ARCA race on dirt at Bristol? Would you do it?
Yeah, I really like dirt racing, so I would run an ARCA race wherever on dirt. I think it would be really cool.
Well, I know it was announced that they're coming back again in 2022 with the dirt race in the spring, and I think they're also wanting to add on some special events to that NASCAR weekend besides just the trucks, maybe Xfinity. You never know. Maybe the ARCA Menards East-West will have a race there as well. So thank you, Parker. Before we let you go, thank your sponsors on the 42.
Ponzi Eco Tracks, Iron Horse Loggers, Log-A-Load for Kids, Reaper Speed Lab, Legacy Esports. You guys are putting this whole thing on, or the whole broadcast on, and Tyler for putting the whole league on.
All right, well, that's the driver, Parker Red. Now, quickly, we're going to jump down to third place. Dustin Mombercat, grab a word with you. Dustin, third place in the race, man. How do you think everything went for you? Dustin, do you have a copy? Okay. Apparently, producer, we're not able to get Dustin his mic on, but we cannot hear him. So Dustin Mombercat, we wanted to talk to him. He finished third in the late model stock race. So I guess we'll go to victory lane. And joining us now is the driver of the number 32, another buddy of mine out of Canada. I know Caden. I know Trayton. Trayton Lapsevich, good job, buddy. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Hey, man, so really had a strong car, stayed out of trouble. Parker couldn't get around you. Was you ever worried that lap traffic was going to cause a change for that race?
Yeah, I mean, when I saw us coming up on a chain of lap cars there, I was a little worried, and I was trying to get as much of a gap on Parker as I could. That's when I was really pushing hard in the race, but I just really couldn't get away from him there. So coming up to lap traffic, I was definitely a little worried of where they were going to go, and with the bottom, the top, and both the lanes, you needed to be on the top, and the lap cars were holding the outside, which definitely made it hard.
I mean, Trayton, looking at how these drivers and lap cars were reacting, it seemed like coming out at 2 was the most dangerous part for a lot of these guys. And what was it like once you knew you were side by side with a lap car coming out of these corners? Was there a lot of intensity and anxiousness coming out of the corners?
Yeah, there definitely was. The car was a little free off too, so you were trying to give the lap cars some room in case they maybe got a little loose off the corner and came off the wall a little. So there was that, and then through 1 and 2, you really couldn't work the bottom and get the drive off. So you kind of had to follow them, push them up as much as you can in the corner, and still try and salvage what you can off the corner. And then pretty much made all our moves into turn 3 on the bottom there because we were able to make it work and hopefully clear them coming off of 4.
All right, Trayton, coming up next, the Super Late Models. What are you going to change different from your late model stock run to run the Super Race to win here at Irwindale?
I really just got to figure out how to get through turn 3 a little better. I felt that's where Parker was beating me. He was beating me in. He was able to get in deeper and then also through the center too. So just got to figure that out. We'll work on it through practice and hopefully we'll be able to grab another win.
All right, buddy. Thank those sponsors real quick.
Yeah, I gotta thank Reaper Speed Lab, Bobby Dale Earnhardt Legacy Esport, Tyler at ARL, all those guys, and then you guys here at LSRTV. A lot of fun.
All right, that's the driver of the number 32 from Canada. My buddy, Mr. Trayton Lapsevich, picks up the win. So we got Parker Redslap, the winner in the Legends. We have, again, Caden Lapsevich winning here in the late model stocks. Oh boy. And coming up after about a 5-minute musical intermission, we will get ready for the main event, the super late models. They're all coming up. It's all on tap with the coverage of the American iRacing League, presented by Reaper Speed Lab, Polks, Poppers, and more, as again tonight's race in action rolls along. We hope you've enjoyed it. Tonight's broadcast week is presented by Siebers Racing Media as well. Again, coming up later tonight, the main event next, the Team 126 Racing Super Late Models. And one more time, your closing thoughts, Samuel, on the LFOD Motorsports late model stocks.
Yeah, late models, they were certainly surprising us with how low they were going through 3 and 4. I'm expecting the same exact lines to be used here for the super late models, and it's going to be fun. See what these bigger engines have for us.
It was a humdinger. Thunder, the super late models virtually coming up. Hey, back with more in a moment. This is the American iRacing League on LSRTV and on CRN Sports. And by the way, if you are a fan of the AIRL, don't forget tonight, join us. Whether you can listen at CRN Sports at wearecrn.com if you've got third shift or you're working or you're driving or doing whatever. You want to be entertained? We got you covered on the audio coverage on CRN, but also Live Sim Racing Ultra 4K HD on YouTube broadcast channel at livesimracingtv.com. We have the Northwest iRacing Cup Series from Homestead. You want to talk about precision banking? You think 3 and 4 wide racing on Irwindale's fun? Wait till you see it on the 1.5 mile coming up tonight. And I believe that Samuel Dyer will be joining me in the booth along with Greg Rentz tonight. Later on, of course, with the conclusion of the American iRacing League. A quick break. When we return, we will go super late model racing coverage of the AIRL on this Monday evening. Back more in a moment.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything. Hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold, to where you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customers. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, T-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees at yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Welcome back. Coverage on this Monday night. The American iRacing League Popper Series. And now we get ready for the Team 126 Super Late Models on LSRTV, Sierra Sports. Good evening to you. I'm Wesley Outland. Joined alongside is Samuel Dyer. Charles Wooten called the Legends race in my absence while I was trying to hightail it back to the hotel room after the Food City Dirt Race announcing obligations at Bristol. And somebody let the dogs out. Samuel?
Yeah, my dog's barking at someone out in the front yard. He's getting a little bit irritated. But yeah, we got to see the Legends, late models, and now we get the super late models. And the super late models, these things are a little bit more beefier than what they once were. iRacing updating the super late models to the Gen 6 machine. So looking a little bit different, a little bit faster, and certainly a lot more fun.
Well, we are looking now at the drivers of the super late models. They're getting ready to practice, and they're going to have about a 10-minute practice session. Some of these nice-looking cars. There's Ryan Matthews, and they're actually getting ready to finish practice right now. Spinning, dashing, qualifying is next. Ready for qualifying for the drivers. And let's get this started. The American iRacing League. Nice looking Ford Camry. Parker red slap. Parker is not Toyota Camry. I said Ford. I'm sorry. It's been a long day, people. Shut up, Charles. I've been working since 9 o'clock this morning. I'm a tired man. And then I got to announce iRacing and everything. Parker Red's laughing. The Toyota Camry, not a Ford. It's a shut up, Toyota Camry. Parker Red's laughing. He might have a problem, Samuel. Look at him.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of these drivers trying to still warm up their tires a certain way. Wesley, it's still a long day. We have one more race to go tonight after this one for LSRTV. You can't. I know there's a trust. There's a trust between us and the producer, and the trust was broken in that one instant.
It was. I feel betrayed. Okay, I feel betrayed. Aiden Murray on the racetrack right now, getting ready to qualify. See what he can do. Aiden B. Murray. Right now, Dustin Mombercat at the top of the board. There goes the Payne from the Commonwealth of Virginia. And he'll make a lap. I think our producer's just laid on the wheel is what it is. He's laid on the camera, Samuel. Throw him under the bus. He's missing everybody's lap times. He's getting at the end where they're stopping.
I mean,
Ian Martin
for some of these drivers, they're trying to put times down. But Martin looking good so far. The driver I'm watching out to see who should top the leaderboards should be Ryan Matthews. He really spent a lot of time trying to warm up his tires, and he'll be starting up his time. But Martin crossed the line. Ooh, that's a pretty good one for himself.
Yeah, holy cow, man. Ian Martin going up to the 7th spot. He was in the top 15 earlier. And now we'll see what Robbie Keneally can do. Robbie Keneally in the one car. Ryan Matthews up to 2nd. Woohoo! Parker Retzlaff to the pole. And I do not see Lapsevich out. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. Train Lapsevich is on track now. There he is, the winner last, the late model stocks. We'll see what he can do in the supers. Climb the ladder. He's in the Toyota Camry.
Yeah, I mean, this 32 machine
and look at McCollum at the top. A real Legends racer, Samuel Dyer and Alex McCollum. He'll go to the top of the board now. Bump Retzlaff. Trayton Lapsevich will go down to 5th.
Oh boy, our top two.
Bombercat 6th.
I mean, Wesley, our top two, their times differed by 0.005 of a second, and then you throw in third place, 0.02 of a second. Is Ryan Matthews off of the 15 machine?
Robbie Keneally, Daniel Hendra on track now. There goes Mr. Knott. We'll see what he can do. Cody Knott, Pulse Poppers. Pulse Poppers is the Fishland Lure sponsor for the series for the American iRacing League. Pulse Poppers Lures. They also sponsor the NASRA Midget That used to be a couple of weeks ago on LSRTV on Thursday nights. And, oh, yeah, I'm loving it. How about the Big M? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a sharp look McDonald's car right there. I got to give him props there, Samuel. I'm getting hungry.
I mean, that looks like a pretty custom looking McDonald's scheme.
David Tremblay. I'm not gonna
we broke him.
I am not going to repeat what our producer just said. But listen, here we go. David Tremblay crossed the line. And where does he end up? Nowhere. He's stuck on the bottom.
28th.
Holy hell. Great sponsor.
It's getting late. Dinner time around the corner as we're coming up to 30 seconds left.
Better than Hooters. He said it. Oh, hit the wall. Oh, he got up a little higher. No, he didn't.
No.
Hashtag fake news. 28. That's like a Toyota Camry. That's a Ford Camry. Yeah.
Well, Alex McCollum going to be top of the board with 15 machine.
It's looking like it.
There's no one else really on track that looks like they can best the time.
Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Well, it looks like nobody else at the time, so it looks like 30 some odd drivers are about to battle here. 1792 to a 1793 to a 1794. That's what it's going to round off to. And Alex McCollum will be on the pole. Hey, ComServe Wireless starting lineup, as I mentioned earlier. They have 24 locations to serve you in Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania. ComServeWireless.com, your official Verizon Wireless dealer and Verizon Fios supplier. If you're interested in work or more, go to ComServeWireless.com. The front row, Alex McCollum, Parker Retzlaff on row number 1. Row 2, Ryan Matthews, Brett Suggs, row number 2. Row 3, Trayton Lapsevich, Dustin Momberket. We'll see what he can do from 3rd. Row 4, Kyle Meyer and Robbie Keneally. Row 5, Daniel Hendra along with David Polins. Row number 6 will find Ian Martin, followed by also the driver of Daniel Folds. Row number 7, Rick Spencerwald in the 20, Carson Nagy in the 93. Row 8, Aiden Murray, the 72, John Ollett in the 81. Row number 9, Jeremy Little, the 55, Mario Ercanali in the 41. Round out your top 20, Scott Fink in the 31, Antonio Guado with the 14. Tyler Payne, Eric Steele, the 18 and 032 will make up row 11. Row number 12, Jake Perkins in the 59, Alex Rudolph in the 122. Then it's starting in row 13, Cody Nod to the 26, Gregory D. Moon in the number 8, Ron Morris Jr., 76, David Tremblay, Hooters, McDonald's, it doesn't matter, 28. Kel Seaman is in the 29th spot. Ryan Campbell and Eric Jones in the back, but I don't think they're going to start race.
No,
hey, there's
like
your
Campbell.
lineup.
Yeah.
And I beat the music. I beat the music.
Just rushing through it. The drivers still haven't even taken off of the grid yet. Absolutely blitzing through.
We got stuff to talk about for 2 laps. So, hey, Samuel, did you get a chance to watch any of the dirt race at Bristol today? What'd you think of it, man?
I honestly thought it was a Dust Bowl race with how much there was dust around, but I enjoyed it.
What do you expect? It's in the daytime. It's a daytime race. It's happened. People were. I saw people on social media complaining, and I'm like, it's a daytime race, people. Even people in dirt track racing complain about conditions in the daytime.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to watch. It was a completely different experience from asphalt racing. Some of those wrecks were certainly, some of them were pretty vicious. The trucks wreck where Kyle Larson was involved, that one was pretty bad to see. Yeah. But both races, I enjoyed watching both of them. Truex, what a surprise though in that trucks race.
And a lot of people might not realize this, but the man out of Mayetta, New Jersey, for the longest time, ran dirt tracks for a long time. He was involved in dirt track racing before he ever got involved in the world of NASCAR, moving up into the ARCA series. And, you know, so he what are you talking about? Why? I'm not talking to you anymore, Charles. We are not listening to him. We are getting ready to go to green flag. We are about to imaginary kick the asphalt and then can ignore our producer. Alex McCollum, Retzlaff, Ryan Matthews, Brett Suggs, Momberket, your top 5. Here they come to the Lucas Oil starters box out of turn number 4. It's time for the field to come to green. The thunder roars, the main event. The Team 126 Super Late Models of Green at Virtual Irwindale. Samuel Dyer.
As we are side by side for the lead, and they're going to be running low. This is the same type of racing that we were seeing there for the late models. Same lines for the super late models. It's run high through 1 and 2, low through 3 and 4.
And they're a little bit faster. They're a lot faster, actually. They're faster, really faster. Down into turn number 3. 75 laps made up into the corner down on the turn number 4. Here they come to the line. A lap on the board. Retzlaff, McCollum, Matthews, Lapsevich, Bomberket, your top 5. By the way, can't afford the teleprompter to make the sound. Breaking news coming on Thursdays on LSRTV. The return of the Upper Edge Racing Super Late Model Series. There will be full details on that coming soon. Upper Edge Racing on Facebook for more information. We're underway. Parker Retzlaff with a crossover, and right as soon as he got the lead, the caution came out. Yellow flag. Problems on the track. Find out what happened here. I want to think it's the 76 of Ron Morris Jr. We think it's the 76.
It was 76 and the 11, making a little bit of contact.
Oh, okay. Good job, Trumbley. Trumbley got away. That's. And the 11 car had some problems.
There's the contact coming out of 4. Just.
Oh my goodness! What in the world?
It's just.
Was he mad that he didn't get the right kind of Big Mac or something to drive through? What is going on there?
I think a lack of awareness on where your other drivers are on track. It certainly was not the way that you want to exit the corner, going straight down.
Holy
into the inside wall.
I mean, Eric Jones just turned into the 96 of David Trumbull, or not the 96, I'm sorry, that's the McDonald's. He's the one they made mad at the drive-thru. He turned into the 76 of Ron Morris Jr. Wow, what in the world?
Yeah, he might have just gotten on the throttle a little bit too early, and it just sent his car low way quicker than he thought. Watching, it looked like he tried to recorrect it just too late to make that move, and Ron Morris Jr., a victim of circumstances there.
We want to thank somebody. Thank you to, again, Sieber Racing Media for sponsoring tonight's events for the American iRacing League. Thank you to Sieber Racing Media. Cool deal. Appreciate them, Pulse Poppers. By the way, one of our buddies that we have to know for a while in the world of the American iRacing League, as well as endurance sim racing, and that's Pete Pellini from Sands, Michigan. Super great guy. Stay strong, Pete. Hashtag 51. Cancer sucks, and I hope you can beat the battle for sure. He's going through a lot of health problems right now with that battle. Hopefully everybody will still continue to support him, and we will continue to do what we do in the virtual iRacing world. And hopefully we can get Pete Pellini back behind the seats and racing with us again. We're back to green, and on the restart, it is again Parker Retzlaff. He got around McCollum right before that caution flag, and he is making it work to his advantage there, Samuel. He's back to the lead on lap 10.
Yeah, with the super late models, the way the front ends are, you're able to use them. And looking at McCollum, he might be thinking about trying to bump that 42 a little bit out of the way. But drivers being patient for now. But you know, once we get closer to the halfway marker and sooner or later to the end of this race, that patience will be gone.
Yeah, that patience is the key as they work again back around the corner. Down into the turn. Up into turn number 2 to the back straightaway. Actually out of 4. Here they come down the front straightaway. What a gaggle of cars there. A lot of them are all single file. Other ones are all mixed up with one another. As Parker Retzlaff picking them up and putting them down. Going second, Ryan Matthews. Third, Ryan Matthews is the SARA Super Late Model recent series champion on the Sarah Series. And Brayton Lapsevich, keeping an eye on him. He's in fourth. He was the model stock winner here earlier tonight. Just, man, I'm telling you, Samuel, we're just racing all over the place here, man. Holy cow.
Oh, yeah, and there was almost a wreck up in the front as it looked like Cody Knott tried to get back onto the course after coming through pit lane. And because of how different turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 are, the 26 was running low coming into turn number 3, and the whole entire front pack almost run right through the 26. So got to be aware of lap traffic when they're off pace, and you got to be lucky on where you place your car and if you can get by lap traffic smoothly.
Look at them 3 wide. Oh, we got a car off the pace. That's the Polch Poppers entry. Little wiggle and a giggle there. He's in trouble. Down below the inside of the track there. Well, he keeps on going. I thought he was going to go to the pits, but he doesn't. He'll stay on the track.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of front end damage that is slowing it. It might be engine damage for the 26, bogging him down, not able to get up to speed.
It's Cody Knott. Oh yeah, well, today, and you don't watch NASCAR, liar. Oh wow, our producers, I swear.
Well, the drivers are getting strung out, and this is around the time, Wesley, you talked about, your great story in the late models, super late models.
No.
Let's talk about that dirt race. How was it actually being there live?
I mean, it's cool to see. It's cool to witness. It was awesome to be a part of what was going on with history. Obviously, we've talked about Martin Truex Jr.
Car's gone.
Oh, hell, we got a problem. Caution.
Ian Martin.
Got a car going around to the back straightaway.
98 machine. That was Ian Martin.
I want to say it's a 98 car, possibly. Yeah. I think it's the 98 Ian Martin.
Ooh, and he might have gotten a little bit of help coming out of 2.
LSRTV replay in 4K Ultra HD. Watch Ian Martin in the 98 car. We'll see what happened. Yep. Look. Dives in the turn. The racetrack. Oh, man, he got hooked. Oh, come on, man. Put it out.
Yeah, it's just hard racing on the entries of these corners, trying to set yourself up. That was a battle for 12th place. And,
yeah, it's tough, right? Parker Retzlaff leads the way. Alex McCollum second. Ryan Matthews and Lapsevich. And Dustin Momberg. That is your top 5. Saw Blade top 5 upper left. There it is. Yeah. Back with more Irwindale coverage of the American iRacing League when we return.
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Welcome back to coverage. American iRacing League, led by Polch Poppers. And this is the 126, Team 126 Super Late Models. Samuel Dyer, Charles Wooten in production and announcing the legends earlier in my absence while I was hightailing it to get here. The late model stocks in the Supers. I'm Wesley Outland. Don't forget, coming up later tonight, we're going the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. I'll be at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 LSRTV time from virtual Homestead Miami Speedway. Sam, you're from California. How far are you from Irwindale?
How far am I from Irwindale? I need to check this out. I actually don't know. I'll do a quick Google search on that.
I was Google. Okay, Google. How far am I from Irwindale Speedway?
Irwindale.
As you hear the keyboard thumping in the background, that's how fast our social people are getting there. Green flag, we're back in the air. Back to him again, the supers. Oh, my colleague Samuel tries to see if Google can ask him if he's having a good day and the location from Irwindale to his house. Or flip-flop that around.
It's a great day, as they are all clogging up coming out of 4.
Oh, wow, look at that bottleneck of traffic. Coming across the line. Red Slaff, McCollum, Lapsevich, Matthews, Suggs. Bomberket will fall back now 6th. He was in 4th. Polins. Indra Keneally goes past him for that spot. Carson Nagy are now your top 10. Oh, watching on now the outside.
Oh, it's when they come down. When they come down to 3 and 4. That is just so chaotic with how much they're just accordioning up and nowhere really to go for themselves. And especially when they're side by side like they are for 5th place. It is just so dangerous coming into these corners.
Yeah. A little flyby camera right. Can we get one to start finish? Watch this. We got the start finish line. Yeah, look at that. Ding, 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 ding.
I am 7 hours away.
Holy cow, where the hell do you live?
I live in like central northern California. Irwindale is southern California.
Irwindale is like about 40 miles from Los Angeles.
Yeah. 9 hours if traffic is like it usually is in LA.
But you live in northern California, like the snow and the water and the ocean and the mountains.
No. I'm like 45 minutes away from Sonoma.
Oh, you're close to Infinity from Sonoma Raceway.
Yeah, I drive by Sonoma.
Okay, you're in wine country. You're in wine country, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know what wine is.
Are you a wino, Samuel?
I love wine. Wine is great.
You love wine? You are what? You wine? Are you old enough to drink wine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, there you go. All right. Proudly. I drank a lot last night. I had a night off last night. All right, here we go. We're going to car up the racetrack. And he'll hold it together. Listen. Oh, right in front of us from the top of the blimp cam. By the way, all coverage from the top side is presented by All American Pools. Shameless plug there. Here's your replay. Watch this. Man, the number 14, honestly, Samuel, he had nowhere to go of Anthony Guadio. Anthony Guadio just goes around.
Yeah, getting shoved out of the way by Eric Steele there. And yeah,
nice, I mean, that's car, man. Holy cow.
Steele just sent it into this corner, and you're going to see the bump.
Actually, I don't know if he really said. Well,
no, he hit him. There was a little bit of side. It was a hit there.
And then the Pulse Poppers was able to get avoided. So that's good. But our sponsor. Props to Cody Knott. Hit the pace car. Hit the pace car. 4. I want you to hit that. I want you to hit that Ford Camry. Is it?
Oh man!
It's your fault. It was like a Ron Burgundy moment. Okay, I say what you tell me to say because you're my producer.
Oh man!
Ain't you ever seen Ron Burgundy? You stay classy, San Diego. Except he said something else. I'm Ron Burgundy. Go yourselves, San Diego. He said what?
Oh man.
Oh my! Y'all never seen that before? Oh my God!
I'm sure. Wait, is that from Anchorman?
Ron Burgundy, Anchorman. Ron Burgundy. Yes.
I was trying to remember if that was from Anchorman 1 or 2.
It's the first one when he told him to go F himself.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was.
Whoa. Yeah. I technically didn't say it. I just said. You what? You just bought an airplane. Awesome, man. Cool. But like a drone plane? You didn't buy no dang airplane. You got. Oh my goodness, people! You see what it's like on late nights. Now you're seeing a sample of it here at like a decent time at night, 9 o'clock.
Late night.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be a fun one tonight. But Wesley, we're past halfway here for this race. Super late
We are
models.
under
We finally got past it.
We are. We're halfway home. We got 37 down. Actually, they'll be halfway this time by. 38 will be on the board this time by. And we will be halfway here at the Lucas Oil restart zone. Get the halfway. 38 down, 37 to go, and ready for the second half of the race here at Irwindale.
Oh boy!
Oh, the leader of the track! Red Slav, a bump run, shades of Bristol Irwindale style, and Alex McCollum with a dirt track move to go to the lead.
I threw it out when this race started. These cars are bigger, they're faster, you can use the bumper a lot more, and you saw it there for the lead. McCollum had to make the move. They were all bottom necking up there, coming through 3 and 4. Someone was going to get moved.
And Parker, Red Slav, the short end of the stick, and even the dog like that move. He's barking. 3 wide behind him in the back of this Hornet's Nest. Look at this battle brewing as they come to the line on lap 40 there, Samuel.
That's the battle for 7th place, and they're able to try to get things singled up, and almost saw the 16 go around in front of them. These drivers, they are now, it's past halfway marker. If you have been patient, it's time to get going, get cars out of the way if you feel like you're faster than them.
Up the racetrack, here they come. Out of turn number 2 to the back straightaway. McCollum, Retzlaff, Lapsevich now.
Currently, right now, McCollum is the fastest car on track. We'll see this time by if anyone else is making that big of a charge. Drivers that are side by side. Caution, though, coming out back half the field. Looks like Moon involved.
Oh, no.
And Steele.
Oh, no. Caution out. Problems for Gregory Moon in the 8 car. Oh, he's not loving it now. Watch this.
It looks like netcode might have been the initial cause of this. As drivers, there was a little bit of space, and you'll see here shortly. Moon gets tapped in. This was another spin that happened.
It was trying to go through the drive-through. So we saw Steele spin, and then we saw the 88 car, or the 98 of Ian Martin. So there's the 8 car. There's the 8 car. There's Gregory Moon. And this was up in, oh man, ooh, the Pupper's car got hit that time. Cody Knott had nowhere to go that time, and he got hit. And then this is what happened. Yeah, after.
This is not, you're going to see the spin in front of him. Yeah, Knott's going to see the spin. This is the 8 and just smoke, nowhere to go, and hard lick.
I mean, where do you go, man? You know, where do you go? You have no friends.
Especially with this new iRacing model, the smoke model that came out, it is blinding with how much smoke comes up, and you just cannot see anything in front of you. And cars, if they're holding the brakes in the middle of the track, sometimes you just have no idea where they're at, and you'll find yourself running right into somebody.
Did you just say tickle me Elmo?
Man, our producer is starting to get to late night before.
He just said tickle me Elmo, isn't?
Oh,
la
man.
la 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 Elmo's World. Hi! Elmo's so happy to see you for the virtual iRacing race.
Yikes, we are in trouble.
Yeah, it's like, what world has happened? And it's our producer's fault in the background, just antagonizing. He's like a stick poking a bear, you know, because he knows we're gonna say it. We're back to green. I'm not fat. I'm fluffy. We're back underway.
Side by side, 2
All right,
rows
Samuel,
deep.
here we go. Let's get a little antsy there for a second. 2 by 2. Here they come out of 4.
Oh, contact for 3rd place. They're still rubbing on one another. A yellow in the back. Oh, boy. Alex Rudolph. I think he might have hit the little kink that's on the backstretch. One of the scariest places on the course to hit. And he found that wall very good. Here's your LSRTV 4K Ultra replay.
Replay down to the inside. Look this up the track. Is that the Pulse Poppers car?
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness, dude! There's a wall there. Okay, there's a wall there, and you hit it.
Yeah, 142 got clipped, thought he was clear.
Oh my goodness!
And it flew him into that wall. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, buddy, there's a wall there. Can we do it one more time? Let's see that one more time. I want to see that, and we'll just rest our voices. Listen to this and hear the impact. This. What was he trying to go through the cones? What was he trying to do?
He got clipped from behind, and it just he had zero control.
It wasn't his fault.
No, he did not purposely try to end his race like that.
Okay, I was about to say, man, why would you want to do that to yourself? Hang in there. There's better ways to do it than that.
Yeah, it was the 0-9 of Dylan Fultz that got clipped. It looked like Rudolph thought he was clear and just wasn't. Came up into the 0-9, and that clip sent him into the wall. And now we're getting closer and closer to 20 laps to go here, Wesley.
That's right. Don't forget, coming up tonight, 11:45 Eastern Time. It's 11:30. Coverage of the Miami 200. After we wrap it up with a super late model here tonight. Lucas Oil Restart Zone, the 120 team, 126 Motorsports. Poppers, Fish and Lures in the Lucas Oil Restart box. Green flag goes back out. Back underway, coming up.
Oh, side by side for 2nd place.
All right, here we go.
Our late model winner, the 32 machine, he's now putting his hat in here for a chance to win here in the super late models.
Got a good run for him coming out of turn 4. Back to the line. By the way, we're down to the home stretch. The Save the Dolphins Miami 200 later tonight.
Oh no, spin up front. The 32 machine gets punted around, and the rest of the field are able to avoid him.
Oh my goodness. Drayton Lapsevich goes for a tailspin. Oh, from the penthouse to the outhouse, and now sent to the nut house. What a problem. All the way down into the top 30. He goes to the top of the board all the way to the back. And I wonder if there'll be a penalty here, or was it just a racing deal? What do you think?
I was just
there.
Oh. It's going to be coming here on the entry of 3. And right here's
Matthews?
the contact. That's McCollum.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
it just launches
McCollum, man. Wow. Is his car sponsored by FCC? Does that say FCC? RCC, okay. The radio communications. Oh, we are under the yellow flag again here. Do what? Man, I don't... What in the world? Samuel starting to get a little antsy here down the home stretch, but under 20 to go.
Yeah, I mean, the same type of incidents that we were seeing back for the late models got past the halfway marker and drivers started to get aggressive. Same here in the super late models, past the halfway marker. Now everyone is sensing now is your time to make the push forward. And because of causing that incident, Alex McCullum has been dinged with an EOL, end of the line penalty, so he could drop back from second to the end.
I was about to say there had to have been some type of penalty there. So does Lapsevich get his spot back?
I do not believe so. I think he's still going to have to make his way through traffic, which is a tough deal. Now both of the drivers at 32 as well as the 15, they've got to make their charge up to the front. And now Ryan Matthews is going to be having a chance in second place, as well as others that are now sneaking their way into the top 5.
Field makes its way back into the Lucas Oil restart zone. Oh, red slap on the jump. Well, he's the leader anyway. Why am I getting excited? Here we go, back to green. I don't know why. It's like... Oh my goodness.
When you get a bunch of quick cautions, you know, restarts are some of the most exciting moments of the race. You never know.
Exactly. I was like, I look like a really cool restart. We're under 15 laps to go here. Guys, I am sorry. Please do not think I'm crazy. I have been in the sun glass window all day, racing all day. I am tired. I am like probably delirious.
Oh.
Oh, Dustin Mombercat almost got pushed. We talked about flood. It was a flood yesterday. Yeah, it was bad yesterday. Holy cow. Yeah, it's beautiful today, though. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it was like a monsoon yesterday, and now sunny.
Oh, my
today.
goodness, dude. I've never seen so many stuff flying away. It's kind of funny when you pull and you see tents just floating down the road. That's like, it's a tent. I mean, I know it's sad, don't get me wrong, but like you're literally driving up the road, you see tents floating down the highway. Okay, it's like, hey, cover immediately. We're closing in on 10 laps to go here. I got to take me a nap when this race is over.
Get some water, get some food, get set up for tonight. It's gonna be a long one.
No, I will not. I'll never do that to you. I promise. I'll be late, but never oversleep.
Oh, man. Well,
final 10 to go here this time by Parker Retzlaff is out in front. This is the Team 126 super late models. Sam Dyer is in stitches in California. Here's what's so cool. I'm all the way on the other side of the United States. He's in California. Charles is in Texas, and it sounds like we're all beside each other.
no, we certainly are having a good time like if we were.
Yeah.
Oh.
And 9 laps to go. Parker Retzlaff trying to be the Legends winner and the super late model winner. But I'll tell you what, though, Sam, don't hold out on Ryan Matthews. He's a good driver. He just might be waiting for the right time to go.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Matthews is close enough to do a bump and run, and he is setting up for it as he gets the 42 a little bit loose, and now trying to get to the inside quarter panel. Might bump him again here.
Rear. He's there to the inside. He's got a door to the bottom of the racetrack. He can't open it, though. Wow. Retzlaff and Matthews, they'll go out and get in the corner, Sam.
I mean, this is the advantage that Retzlaff has, is that he's the fact that he's on the outside. He's able to get the better run off these corners and not giving the 51 a chance, really, on these straightaways.
Down inside, trying to go again for the run. Can't get him yet. He's short. Back to the corner. Time's running out. 5 to go.
Right now, our leaders are hoping that this race goes green, but you've got a lot of hungry drivers in the back half of the field that are willing to be aggressive if they need to make some moves and could bring out a late caution. We'll keep our eyes out on that, but up front, Parker's doing a great job for himself, trying to pull away, but Ryan Matthews is staying close.
4 laps to go. Make it 3 to go this time by when they come to the line to the inside. There goes Matthews. A little bumper there at the end. He couldn't get there. 3 remaining. Retzlaff, Matthews, Mombercat changing those spots, and you got a 6-car battle for the lead. Anybody can win this thing.
I think Matthews has to really wait for these next 2 laps, try to make that final bump on the white flag entering turn number 1. I think that's the best time that Ryan Matthews is going to have if he wants a shot at this win.
He wanted to go. He better go now. 2 to go. Back straightaway here at Irwindale. Closing in on the finish of the Team 126 Super Late Models for the American iRacing League. Here they come for Reaper Meteor Night to the line. The CRN 1 to go. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. Retzlaff 1 more time. He'll send it into 1.
Matthews has 1 more chance.
Time down the back straightaway. Yep, he's got 1 more shot at him. I don't think he's getting him. He can't get him. He can't get him. He won the Legends. He'll win the Super Late Models. Parker Retzlaff Arca Star wins here at Irwindale. Ryan Matthews will go second. Dustin Mombercat will finish 3rd. 2 races in a row on the American iRacing League after finishing 3rd in the late model stock race. And there is Parker Retzlaff from Winelander, Wisconsin, the home of cheese curds, poutine, and Parker Retzlaff, iRacing Arca Superstar.
A great run,
you like that, Samuel?
by Parker.
Like that,
I mean,
Flo?
it was that was amazing. Oh man, Parker did a great job for himself. Once he got up to the lead, never even thought about giving it up to anyone else. Lots of drivers tried to bump him out of the way, but he stayed strong, and no one could get by the 42 machine.
You ever had cheese curds? You ever had poutine?
I have not.
Okay, well, you know, you need to. It's not nasty. Me and Parker are going to talk about that when we get into him into victory lane. Let's take a look at your race results for what is the final event of night for the American iRacing League. For tonight's Reaper Media at Irwindale, for the American iRacing League presented by Poppers, Fish and Lures. Parker Retzlaff is the winner. Ryan Matthews is second. Dustin Mombercat third. Daniel Hinder fourth. Suggs in fifth. Robbie Keneally, Carson Nagy, David Polins, Rick Spencerwalt, your top 10 along with John Allenette.
Then in 11th place, you're going to have Kyle Mayer as well as Jake Perkins. And then you're going to have Murray, Payne, Fink, Martin as well as Folds. Limix, oh shoot, I messed up his name. No, I'm sorry, Trayton. As well as Gobo as
Creighton
well.
I'm gonna,
I'll get these names at some point. And then you've also got Alex McCollum. Somehow was able to come back into 20th place after getting the EOL, and that's your top 20.
And the rest of the rundown includes Alex McCollum on that penalty, finished in 20th. Cal Seaman, Eric Jones, Eric Stoll, Cody Knott, David Trumbly, Gregory Moon, Rod Morris Jr., Alex Rudolph, Jeremy Little, Eric Alley, and Ryan Campbell. The rundown for the Super Late Models. We'll try to talk to the top 3. We talked to Parker before. We had some technical issues. We'll try to talk to Dustin Mombercat, and we'll grab Ryan Matthews as well. We're about to wrap it up. The American iRacing League Round 1 here tonight at Irwindale. Don't forget, we'll do it again next Monday night. Round 2, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central. LSRTV, CRN Sports, Monday nights. Don't forget the Northwest iRacing Series coming up next in about 2 hours' time on LSRTV, 35 Eastern. Back with more in a moment. Welcome back to coverage of the American iRacing League. LSRTV CRN Sports is presented by Pulse Poppers, and the Team 126 Super Late Models are in the books. He won the Legends. He wins the Super Sparker Red Slab from Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Actually, all 3 races tonight on the podium. We'll talk to him in just a few moments. Another driver that got a second top 3 in a row, Dustin Monberquette. Congratulations to you, bud. We could talk real quickly about the late model stock race as well, but third place in the super model race too.
Yeah, it's definitely good to kind of turn my luck around in this league. I've always kind of had decent speed, but I haven't had the results to show it, so it's good to finally get a good few finishes all in the same night.
Yeah, I mean, Dustin, you really had to work tonight. You were running around 5th for most of this race. You're watching the top 4 side by side for it. How was it trying to be patient for most of this race and waiting to make your move later on?
It's always hard. Like, you have the mentality, you just want to go, but I knew the setup was a little bit too tight for my driving style, so I just kind of waited for things to play out in front of me. I saw them all beating and banging, and it worked out. I'm here talking to you guys.
Are we saying your name correct? Hopefully that broadcast school paid off. You know, I've been announcing a lot of names today. Is it Dustin Monberquette?
Yeah, that's it.
Woohoo! Thank you. Hey, man, how much fun are you having running all 3 races in one night? Legends, obviously kind of struggled a little bit in that, but it seems like you're really shining the full fender cars virtually.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I can't thank Tyler enough for putting this on. It's a really fun and entertaining thing to do, especially with the 3 different classes all in a row. It's really unique and just having a blast.
All right, man, you got anybody want to thank sponsor-wise?
Yeah, I got to thank LeDuc Matthews Racing, Ryan Matthews, everyone over there. I got to thank Shaw Motorsports in real life, Paul's Auto Body, just everyone who helps me. I really can't thank them enough. It means a lot.
Dustin Monberquette will finish in third here tonight. Now we're going to talk to a driver, of course, out of Virginia. He is a defending SARA Super Late Model Speed 51 Super Series champion. He runs Legends. He's done good in late models, and he finishes on the podium tonight. Ryan Matthews, you happy with second, man, to open up the points?
Yeah, it was a good run for us. I wish we could have been one spot better, but, we'll take a second for the start.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, it seemed like you tried everything to try to move up into first place. Was there anything else you probably could have done to get by Parker there?
No, I couldn't really. He was stopping in the center of 3 and 4, and it would kill my run off of 4, and I just couldn't do anything to counter that. So it's just one of them deals, this track's the best way around here is top in 1 and 2, and obviously the apron in 3 and 4, and it's just super hard to pass. So I don't think there was anything I could have done different there. Maybe on that last restart, I could have got a little better restart and stayed to his outside. But, besides that, it was good racing. Like I said, we'll take a second place.
Second place for the man of the number 51 machine. Ryan Matthews, we'll let you go, buddy. Thank your sponsors.
Yeah, I got to thank LeDuc Matthews Racing and all them boys that, helped me out on iRacing, and all my real sponsors, Pendleton Forest Products, S&M Auto Service, Denise Matthews Real Estate, James Irvin Nurseries, Carbon Racing Solutions, obviously Tyler and David for putting this whole league on, and all of y'all at LSRTV for broadcasting.
And a lot of people don't know this, but you're actually a real race car driver. Where are you racing at this year in that 51 car?
Yeah, this is going to be our first season in the limited late models, and we're going to be running at Dominion Raceway in South Boston as of now. So, and hopefully we can turn it into a late model and run Langley some. So
it got to be hard to pick and choose where you're going to run at, though, because I know Sobo started a couple of weeks ago. Sobo races again this weekend with the Smart Chevrolet Modifieds Tour, but also Dominion Raceway cranks up as well on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think we're going to run the first half of the season kind of at Dominion and then maybe switch over to South Boston, just trying to get a feel of different tracks and just trying to learn the most I can. It's a lot different coming from a legend car. So, we'll just take this year to learn about the late model and hopefully move up in the future years.
All right, bud. Well, man, that's Ryan Matthews. And by the way, as I always said, these are real iRacing competitors, real racing competitors, ARCA drivers. We talked to him. We're going to talk to another one right now. He won, of course, in the Legends earlier tonight, and now he will be the victor for the Team 126 Super Late Models here tonight. Driver out of Rhinelander, Wisconsin, Parker Retzlaff. Parker, congratulations, man. The move around McCollum and all the craziness. We saw Lapsevich. We saw a wild race there in the front. Pretty interesting, fun race at Irwindale tonight for the nightcap.
Yeah, it's always an interesting race with all like the top super late model competitors. There's usually lots of contact, and nobody wants to give an inch to the other person because you race with them so much. So there was a lot of beating and banging for the lead, and I don't know what happened with McCollum and Lapsevich, but I guess they just wrote each other off, and I would just had to hold off Ryan and Dustin for the rest of the race.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of holding off, Parker, you got bumped a couple of times. You held strong up in the lead. I mean, great wheelmanship on your part, but how was it trying to hold off all the guys trying to move you out of the way?
Yeah, it's a lot harder than the late model stock. Like, late model stock was really good on entry, and the super is really free on entry, so it's a lot harder when you get hit on entry to save it and not just kill your rear tires.
All right, Parker, so let's get up a bit, buddy. Are you a fan of cheese curds? Being from Wisconsin, you like cheese curds? You like poutine?
I've never had poutine. I don't even know what it is, but I love cheese curds.
Well, poutine is kind of like meat with gravy on cheese curds. That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, I'm not a big fan of gravy. That's kind of weird, but I'm not the biggest fan of gravy.
Hey, Wesley, you're just digging a hole for yourself.
Well, I guess I gave him hashtag fake news and checkered flag. So, which actually it wasn't fake news. I said Parker Retzlaff from Rhinelander, Wisconsin, the home of cheese curds, poutine, and Retzlaff. So, Parker, what's your racing plans this year, buddy, in real life too?
Hopefully to do the full ARCA East schedule and some super late model racing if everything goes to plans and everything goes perfectly. I will race supers and ARCA for the rest of the year.
Awesome. Hey, did you go down to Five Flags Speedway back in February? What'd you think of that place in Pensacola?
I like Five Flags. We seem to struggle a little bit when we go there, and we were a lot better than we were last year when we went there. So we're making gains every time we go there, but yeah, I mean, I like it, and there's some good racing there, but I seem to struggle there.
All right, my friend, let's get out of here. Thank your sponsors on that number 42. Congratulations.
I got to thank Ponzi, EcoTrax, Iron Horse Loggers, Logwood for Kids, really my dad for everything he does, and just the rest of my parents for everything they do for my iRacing. I know my dad is watching right now, watching my race right now, so I have to thank him for everything. I have to thank all my parents. You guys are putting this whole thing on, and Tyler for the whole league.
Hey, you're the man, buddy. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Retzlaff from Rhinelander, Wisconsin. Big winner for the Legends. And again, tonight for the Team 126 Super Late Models. Well, that's going to wrap her up once again. We want to thank the sponsors of this awesome series, including, of course, Pulse Poppers, Fishing Lures, Reaper Media, of course, Elite Media Graphics Wraps. We want to thank Siebers Racing Media. We want to thank Stay Strong, Pete 51, CMO, Team 126, LFOW. We want to thank all of those sponsors. Of course, CMO Screen Printing, LFOD Motorsports. There's so many other people we also want to acknowledge, including Season 3, Cal Ferry Motorsports, Big Ten Super Series, Karma Salon and Day Spa. And I think that's all of them. Of course, LSRTV and CRN Sports. Samuel Dyer, your final thoughts, buddy, before we wrap it up and get out of here.
That was great racing tonight. I loved all three series and how they were running, and it makes me more excited for the rest of this season and how it's going to go.
A fun time. Stick around in just a short while, and we'll be back on LSRTV and CRN Sports for coverage of round number 4 of the points in the season for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series at Homestead. Greg Rentz and myself will be on the broadcast call, and again, we hope you've enjoyed the American iRacing League. More details at American iRacing League on Facebook, and of course at LSRTV, at CRN Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for broadcast schedules of events and more. For everybody at Rocket Media, Jeff Stabnow, for our producer and / Legends announcer, Greg Charles Rutan, of course, for my buddy Samuel Dyer. I am Wesley Outland. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back in a bit for coverage of the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. If not, join us next Monday night, and we hope you enjoyed the rest of your week. Happy Easter to everybody as well. And again, thank you for watching and listening.